moving forward.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
It's showtime.
It is showtime, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another great episode on a Sunday afternoon here for y'all, here on Circle Debate Podcast, episode 144. Bienvenidos, señoras y señores, here on Circle Debate 144. The host of TV is One Ivan C. And of course, here with my other hosts, mi familia, mi sangre, my bloodline right here, baby. Right here. Not only on Circle Debate, but we're also on the Bloodline Entertainment Network YouTube channel. Put them ones up, baby. Put them ones up. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have the Mr. DeLorean himself, Mr. No Roads. He doesn't need no roads at all because this man, he does it all, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Exactly. Wherever you go, you don't need no roads. But this man takes you everywhere, anywhere, and the past, the future, maybe the present. Sometimes, it all depends. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother Mike Dinner. What is up, Mike?
What up, man? Circle Debate. Love the bloodline. So glad to be here, bro. Throw the ones up to the bloodline. And like I say on the Rest of the Lord podcast, use that one to hit that subscribe button right here on the Circle of Debate. And right here on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Let's fucking get it. What up, Tim? What up, Dan? Already in the chat. Chat's really popping. What up, Justin? What's popping, man? Good. I'm a little hype. Too much coffee. I'm a little hype.
Oh, hey, same here, bro. Coffee right here.
Mm-hmm. With the official Circle of Debate coffee mug. Copy your merchandise now.
Yes, that's right. Go to the merch store, ladies and gentlemen, and purchase your own very own Circle Debate and Resident DeLorean coffee mug. So, yes, you can definitely get that.
Most definitely.
That's right. Nipple Mania is running wild, baby. Yes, it is. It is running wild. TK, that's right. You already know it. But, man, today we got a stacked show, ladies and gentlemen. Before we do, just one very briefly, momentarily, do not forget for all your men out there that needs to get, trimmed up nice down there below and take care of yourself, go to manscaped.com. Make sure you go to manscaped.com, purchase all your incredible merchandise at manscaped.com. You want a promo for you? We got a promo for you. Put the promo code DeLorean capitalized, 20% off of all your Manscaped merchandise. The boxers and briefs are nice and comfortable. The lawnmower, you can just take care and trim it very nice for, of course, for your wives or your Sanchas, or it doesn't matter. Even for the ladies who wants to go ahead and purchase anything for your Vatos, Sanchos, baby daddies, doesn't matter what it is. It can be anything. But go to manscaped.com, put the promo code DeLorean, 20% off all your incredible merchandise. That is right. And of course, yes, what's good with Happy Sunday? That's right. Mr. Universal himself. That's right. Nick Dietering. And of course, Streets. My boy, Streets, my man. Did an incredible job last night with him and Tim doing the football fantasy draft on the Roto Snappers on the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Check that replay out because they killed it. But man, it's a stacked show today. We definitely got one for you guys.
I got the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll... I just got burgers.
We got burgers, guys. We got everything here. There you go. We got everything here stacked for you on a Sunday afternoon here, ladies and gentlemen. And Kofi, that's right. We live, baby. Dirty Heels. Yes. All right. Time to get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into what happened this past week of professional wrestling, You heard it already all over from on the Blood Entertainment Network. Everybody recapped their opinions, but now it's our turn to give our opinions now. So I think it's about that time. So we're gonna start off with NXT Roadblock because I was really hyped for the show. It was a great event. I enjoyed it a lot, especially seeing Tony D'Angelo and Dijak opening the show. Great back and forth matchup. Man, Dijak, taking those moves. And I really thought, I said it last week, I thought that we were going to see Stacks turn on D'Angelo and him being the Don of their group, I guess, the Mafia. I was assuming it was going to happen, but it looks like it did not. So that didn't happen. And we see Stacks taking most of the hits for Tony D'Angelo in this opening matchup. And I mean, Dijak can't get a break, man. He lost twice in a row. He lost to Wesley on Vengeance Day, and he lost to this event as well to Tony D'Angelo. But I get it. You got to pay your dues, for Dijak. But I'm happy that D'Angelo won. Great upset for him. Another, great matchup, of course. Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. They did an incredible match. I think the story is not over yet. Of course, even though Gigi picked up the win, but as you can tell, the aftermath what happened, and then it's not over. So we already know that storyline is going to keep continuing on to Stand and Deliver. And of course, we just saw the Creed brothers and Braun Breaker defeating Jesus Christ. I'm already having a brain fart here. So there you go. They were in action as well. The one thing I did like, Braun Breaker now made it official with Carmelo Hayes at Stand and Deliver for the NXT Championship. I'm excited. I am stoked. Oh, man, I am so excited for that. And, of course, we did get the likes of Grayson Waller effect with Shawn Michaels. And Shawn Michaels was like, well, I got your opponent who's in the face of Stand and Deliver. And it was Johnny Gargano. Mr. Takeover is back in NXT. And he'll be facing Grayson Waller at Stand and Deliver, which we already know when Gargano left NXT, when he left the company for a while, Waller was the one that took him out. So now, this is more of a karma for Grayson Waller. So I'm excited for that match. The main event, De Niro, this had Shawn Michaels written all over it because the fact is that about a great matchup between, Roxanne Perez and Meiko Satomura. However, though, the aftermath is seeing Roxanne, then she passes out. What does that remind you of?
Shawn the concussion. Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You said it. You said it. This was Shawn Michaels.
We covered that too on the DeLorean.
Yeah. That was written all over there, man. But I enjoyed it. I cannot wait for this Tuesday's NXT. I think we have Wesley and Axiom. I think they're going to be one-on-one for the next NXT North American Championship. So, man, I'm loving everything right now what's going on in NXT. But this event has Shawn Michaels written all over it, man. All over it. Break it down, De Niro. Give us your thoughts overall. And are you happy? You're excited? We're finally getting the match that we've been anticipating between Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker at Stand and Deliver. Break it down, brother. And then are you excited that Gargano's back in NXT? Take it away. Floor is yours.
Not yet 100% for both of those answers. I've been saying for quite a while that the biggest match NXT could do is Carmelo Hayes versus Braun Breaker. They were both on opposite sides right now, and they were both building up. And it was known that sooner or later that they are going to have to face each other. So I think, what better time than WrestleMania weekend? It's going to be an amazing matchup. I feel like both these guys deserve to be on the main roster, and both of these guys are going to kill it. So I think that this is the biggest match NXT could do since NXT became 2.0, I can't do it justice like our tribal chief Devin does it, but 2.0, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's the biggest matchup that they could do at the moment. So I think that it's going to be a great matchup. As for Johnny Gargano, I think that Johnny Gargano was just about to, really get over with that crowd in the main roster. I feel like after Elimination Chamber, the crowd was a little bit more behind him. So I hope that this is a one-off appearance for NXT, like some of these other main roster guys who went back to NXT did. I hope that this is not Johnny Gargano going and staying on the main roster, but it all makes sense. On the NXT, but it all makes sense because not only did Waller take out Johnny Gargano on Johnny Gargano's farewell, right? But also we all know the relationship between Johnny Gargano and Shawn Michaels. They're very close. So Shawn Michaels chose one of his, pupils to go against Grayson Waller. I like it. For everybody who thought that, it's going to be Shawn Michaels versus Waller. Nah, definitely not. I didn't see that happening. Shawn Michaels likes to tease that he might come out of retirement, but he never does. That just that one time where he was looking bald as fuck, but never does. So I like this. I like the direction that they're going. You said something about Dijak having to pay dues. That's it's sad because Dijak is a talented wrestler. I wonder if they're ever going to get behind him. He has all the tools. He's got the size. He has the strength. He has the look. I wonder if they're ever going to get behind him. Shout out to Dylan. What's up, homie? Very interesting. And I feel like it's only a matter of time that Tony D'Angelo is a babyface because Tony D'Angelo is getting over every single week more and more. I think that it's just a matter of time that he's going to be that next big guy. I could see, maybe a year time from now, you'll definitely have Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes on the main roster. I could see maybe the main event of, WrestleMania weekend next year. Why not have Grayson Waller versus Tony D'Angelo for the world champion? I feel like these guys are built up to be that next big stars for NXT as the big stars currently are getting ready to go on to the next level.
Absolutely. Another thing, too, that I'm curious to see because the story, how it's developed, which I forgot to mention as well, which is the feud between Chase U and Schism. I'm seeing that, eventually we're going to see Ava Raine, down the line. She's going to compete at Stand and Deliver. I think that's going to be fire. I think just to see her finally compete on national television. We're seeing, a lot of things are happening here with Chase U. It could be a possible breakup. Schism is, Schism really reminds me of, I don't want to compare them too much, but I would say more like the Cold style would say of like how the beginning of the Wyatt family, how when they were in NXT in the beginning. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit, but I really I'm enjoying it right now, and I can't wait where it takes us to. If it takes us to Stand and Deliver, having to see the intergender and seeing Ava Raine make her debut on a national television platform. So I'm excited for that, man. I'm stoked. And
what Schism reminds me of? Schism reminds me of Raven's Flock in WCW. You want to take it back. Raven's Flock. Raven had like that cult-like, leadership. He had his followers, and they would do anything for him. They would fucking wrestle in fire if they needed him to. So I like that, they're bringing that style back for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Good call on that. I totally forgot about Raven's Flock. Good call. Yes, he's spitting fire, baby. Yes. De Niro's always spitting fire, baby. Yes. All right. Then let's get on into – we're going to do both of them at the same time. Might as well. Raw and SmackDown, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get into it, recapping the highlights of Raw. Couple key moments that happened on Monday Night Raw that, of course, everybody was at. And it finally happened. But before we get there, we at least know what's already coming up for Mania week, heading into night 1, night 2. I know a lot of people were upset that, Paul Levesque was trying to book like NXT styles, 5-6 matches on these 2 nights. Didn't want to make it more than that. But a lot of the talent, a lot in the roster were not happy that they were not going to be part of WrestleMania. So he had to change a lot of directions here and create, more storylines that I don't think he had plans to. But by far, I know that he already had the plans of John Cena, Austin Theory. That's official. John Cena buried the hell out of him in that promo on Raw. I tell you that. He buried the hell out of Austin Theory. We're seeing now Logan Paul, Seth Rollins is officially going to happen at Mania. I know he was saying, if the money's right, we already know. The money's already get paid for. You already got paid. What are you talking about?
Contract.
Yeah, like what? You have a contract. What are you talking about?
Bro.
We have that. We already have Bianca, of course, Asuka setting up. But, man, Raw, I could say, was great. We're already getting the Finn Balor and Edge coming up pretty soon, that challenge. But what do you do with Damian Priest? That's where I'm like, what about my boy Damian, man? What's he going to do? We'll get into SmackDown. I'll just edit SmackDown right now. SmackDown as well. Seeing the likes of Dom and Rey Mysterio, we already know where's that going. I've been saying it. He needed to say it.
He said it.
He said it. I
thought of you as soon as he did too, bro.
I'm pretty sure because I was like, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. say it. And he said it, and he said it. And then when he finally did, I was...
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I was happy. I was happy he said it. Finally, we get that. And I'm excited, just waiting for that WrestleMania challenge. It's going to happen down the line. But I don't know what they're going to do with Damian Priest. So that's what I'm like, what are they doing with Damian? Of course, we already see with the 5-way that happened on SmackDown, we already see that Gunther is eventually going to have both Drew and Sheamus, because next Friday they're going to be facing the winner. Well, challenge is going to go to a draw, and there's going to be both of them triple threat WrestleManias. We got those storylines. Charlotte, she already got Rhea Ripley, so those are the stories in put. And of course, the main thing that I want to speak about here is, of course, it finally happened. We were waiting for the anticipation of the turn of, Joe. What's going on, Will? Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Oh, my tribal chief. Yes.
What up? What's popping, man?
Let's pop. That's right. But man, we finally got it. We actually finally got the moment we've been waiting for. Jey Uso turning on Sami Zayn, and happened on Monday Night Raw. You think I was gonna turn up to you? You think I was gonna be with you? My blood, my family. And yep, it happened. And still no KO. Involved. By the way, good matchup between him and Solo on Raw too. That was good, solid. But man, now that we see Cody getting involved now. I mean, I'm gonna have a 2-part question. Give us your thought overall about Raw and SmackDown, and should they already start doing it next week, since we're already heading into Mania already? We're getting closer by the day, and seeing Kevin Owens still saying, no, I don't want to be. No, I don't want. And just him doing that, it is. Should they wait at Mania for him to be like the mystery guy coming out, which is so obvious? Or should they do it the last week coming up of March? I don't know, man. You tell me, how would you book it? But that's a 2-part question. Break it down for overall for Raw and SmackDown, and let us know what your take on Kevin Owens joining Sami Zayn.
I think that it would be, it's obvious, but you're going to get that big pop at WrestleMania. So I think that it would be great if they did something along the lines of, don't announce a matchup. Don't say, it's going to be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. Just say Sami Zayn is going to confront the Usos at WrestleMania, right? And then when he does, you could have the Usos 2-on-1 beat down. They jump him, blah, blah, blah. And then Kevin Owens' music finally hits. That WrestleMania crowd is going to go ape shit for that shit. And then he comes down. They make a match at WrestleMania. Kind of like last year. It wasn't announced that Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens was going to be a match. It was announced that it was going to be the Kevin Owens show. Ended up being a match. You could do something similar this year in the main event, too. I would have it end the show for night one, just like TK said. I would have it end the show. Just a confrontation. Sami Zayn's going to call out the Usos, and then out comes Kevin Owens when the odds are stacked against Sami Zayn. They make it a match. Tag team titles on the line. And then you have, of course, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, I think, take the titles from the Usos. Overall, the storyline's fucking crazy, man. Like, so many twists and turns, and you got to pay attention to the little details. If you go on WWE's Instagram, I forgot who was cutting a promo, but there was a promo backstage where in the background, you could see Cody Rhodes trying to convince Kevin Owens something. You can see him talk to him, and Kevin Owens is like, no, fuck it, right? So I love the little details that Cody Rhodes is inserting himself in this storyline. I think that it would be awesome down the line, maybe at Backlash, if we got a trios match or a 6-man tag, Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Sami, Kevin, and Cody. That would be dope. But overall, like, the storyline is amazing. I love where they're going with it, and I love the twists and turns, and I love that Jey is still with the Bloodline. For everybody who thought that Jey was going to break up with the Bloodline, like, hook, line, and sinker, WWE storylines got you again. You know what I mean? It's still real to everybody. Overall, Raw and SmackDown were both great. Great to see John Cena back. I love that John Cena was breaking down Austin Theory, because it's only going to make Austin Theory have more of a ruthless aggression against John Cena. And I think that matchup has the potential to be great. I would definitely have that on night one, probably. We knew we were going to get Seth Rollins and Logan Paul. It's finally official. good episode of Raw. I definitely enjoyed it. I think that it was cool to see, like I said, John Cena. Then you had Jay turning on Sammy, and then Cody making the save. This has nothing to do with him. It's none of his business. This little bloodline business that's on the side here. He should only be worried about Roman, but Cody is making the save. So I wonder where they go with that. Mm-hmm. And then SmackDown was just as good. That 4-way opening to crown the number 1 contender for the IC champion. Awesome. Fucking love that. It came down to Sheamus and Drew. Even though that match was rumored and even though that we know it's coming, the 3-way, I'm just as excited because they're going to be fucking killing each other at WrestleMania. Those 3 men are going to put on a banger. And on top of that, like you said, we finally had Dominic say it. We finally had Dominic say that Eddie should have been my father. The only problem I had with that, right? Because I've been waiting for that moment for so fucking long, but the only problem I had with that is he should have delivered that line with fucking conviction. Instead, he said it in passing. He said like, oh, and by the way, Eddie should have been my dad, and then left. You know what I mean? He should have said it convincingly. He should have been like, and you're not even my real father. Eddie Guerrero is. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yes.
It hit. But instead, like I said, he said it in like passing, and he was like, ready to run out the ring after he said it. But Charlotte had a great match with Shotzi. That was a really good matchup. And I love the fact that we had, in the end, again, you had the brawl between Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn with the Usos. I wonder where they're going to go with that. A lot of intriguing shit. We only are 2 weeks away from WrestleMania, though. So it's like with 2 weeks away, we still got a lot of questions. So I wonder where they're going to, start heating up the storylines. And now, I don't know if you see the rumors, right? This is dirt sheet rumors, and I don't want to be Mr. Dirt Sheet here, but I'm very fucking hyped if this happens. But rumors are LA Knight might be going against a certain Texas Rattlesnake, which would be fucking awesome if they do that too. So if they add that to the show, sign me up. And shout out to Rey Mysterio going to the Hall of Fame. Shout out to Conan being the one to fucking induct into the Hall of Fame. Shout out to K-Dog. And also shout out to the rumors that the Great Muta might be going to the Hall of Fame. I went on a tangent here. This has nothing to do with what you asked. My bad.
It's all good. We're gonna get into the Hall of Fame because we're gonna get into
spoiler alert. Sorry.
Hey, it's all good. Spoiler alert. But you're right though. I think if Dom would have said it better, like really convinced us, not just saying, oh, by the way, how you said like, by the way, oh yeah, Eddie should have been my father. Yeah, he should have just said it. I would have, if I were him, would have said, Eddie Guerrero's my real father. And then I was like, oh, just seeing that. And I know Rey Mysterio wanted to slap him like, oh, you piece of shit. Oh, I love it, man. But we need to see the ruthless of
You think this is a game to me? I served hard time.
He served hard time, baby. You gotta give him that. You gotta give it to him.
But see the teardrop.
See the teardrop. Oh yes. And one thing you're right though about the Bloodline storyline. If that can main event night 1, then put it like this. Let's just say if that does happen. Let's say they main event night 1 the tag team titles, and if you go back and go to the Tim King show last night with Justin, Jeremy, and Dylan and Tim, they spoke about this as well. That this should be the night, night 1 for WrestleMania because it highlights Sammy and Kevin getting their main event together, along with with Jay and Jimmy, and this could be where we could see if that, let's say that happens, they dethrone, the Usos, and then not only that, that's gonna pretty much push away from them to be on Roman's side when it's the next day of Roman and Cody. I mean, that could be the case too. That maybe if they deliver that story in that direction, where you can have no involvement of the Bloodline, not even Solo. Solo somehow gets injured or someone hurts him. Watch it be Stone Cold. What about if it's Stone Cold?
Stone Cold versus Solo is a matchup that would be fire, bro.
I mean, just imagine if Stone Cold be backing up KO and Sammy because he owes Kevin Owens a favor. You could say, hey, you gave me a good Mania match. I'm going to give you one too. I'll help you guys out with Solo. So that'll be something, right? Like to see that. Oh, well, I'm trying to say something. Oh, maybe so. We'll get to that.
That'll be insane.
That will be insane.
He might attack Ray like that fan did Bret Hart that one year.
Oh, man. But maybe you're right. Maybe we could get that. Maybe if we could get that type of direction heading into night 2 for the main event for Roman and Cody, then that's a great possibility that they could do. And it will work. It would definitely work, and it makes it more sense of the storyline completely overall, involving all parties in the storyline. So it makes so fucking sense. So you nailed it. And also TK and Justin and Jeremy and Dylan did the same thing. So go back to the Bloodline Entertainment Network. You're on it right now. Hit the like button, subscribe, and go to the network, and you'll see last night's show and catch the replay. They did an incredible job.
Can I just say one more thing about Raw before we sign off? I thought that it was a really cool moment and a significant moment for after the John Cena Austin Theory promo that Cody Rhodes came out and John Cena kind of passed the torch to Cody Rhodes as the next top guy or the top guy currently in WWE. So really cool moment because, for weeks we've been saying Cody Rhodes is being built up like that John Cena character. So it's cool for John Cena himself to come out and kind of acknowledge Cody Rhodes as that man too. So I thought that was a really cool moment.
I agree. I agree 100%. Yeah, I think yes. I totally forgot, but I'm with you. I absolutely agree with that. That is like passing the torch. Now you're going to be the face of the next 5 to 10 years. I mean, we already know Tribal Chief is the face, all right. So relax, all right. My Tribal Chief Devin, relax. I don't want to.
No, Solo.
We already know. But the Tribal Chief is the face of the WWE. But Cody's going to be the next one in line. Even though I know you want Tribal Chief 1,000 days, it could be. I still feel that it's a possibility. I don't see that it's not going to happen. I see it is going to happen most likely. But I'm excited. Mania season is where we all get so stoked, but we're still waiting to see what other matches they're going to put on these 2 nights of the card. We already named a couple of them so far, but there's still more to add on to, which we don't even know what they're going to do. I know they added already with the 3-way, the 6-man with the women. You have Trish, Lita, and Becky versus Damage Control. It was bound to happen. There's room in your window, quote on that Trish might turn heel and then get the jealousy part. It should have been me and you, Lita, instead of Becky. And then you set up for SummerSlam. That's the rumor that's going around. I'm not quite sure, but it's 1,000 days and beyond. Yes, for Stratisfaction. But she retired. What the hell? Then she retired. Charlotte retired her as last year's SummerSlam, right? I think so, right? I just don't get it. I don't know where they're going to go with it, if that's the case. But other than that, I'm just excited to see where they're going to put Solo in this case. He's going to have a match. I still want to see what they're going to do with the rest of the, of the roster. Like Legado, if you notice, they all turned face now. They all came out. They all turned face at SmackDown. I wouldn't mind seeing Santos and Damian Priest one-on-one in a Mania match. I think that would be a fire match. I think they'll put up a banger match. Yeah, you tell me.
That sounds fun. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think that those 2 guys are highly talented. So I would be, all for that matchup. I just want to see these guys on the show. Like, I don't agree that everybody should be on the show. Like, in years past, you would have like these 9-hour WrestleMania, 6 battle royals, 17 ladder matches just to get everybody on the fucking show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that WrestleMania should be the elite of the elite, no pun intended, but an elite card. So I could understand, having just like 6 or 7 matches and then you really build these matches, give them enough time to tell stories. But there's a lot of guys who are very talented and you built up all year. I would, expect them to see them on Mania, especially Solo, especially Priest. I would love to see guys like that on Mania, so we'll see.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? You think you're going to have that Andre and the Women's Battle Royal at Mania? I know they don't really have it on SmackDown, if you remember, but now, like, since they're having the Hall of Fame for SmackDown, like right after SmackDown or during SmackDown, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out. I don't know the schedule 100%, but do you feel that they might add the Battle Royals in that case, since they don't have really much options to give for like more like, majority of the roster? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it's probably going to be on SmackDown or maybe on the pre-show. I don't think it makes the main show. I just think that Triple H does things different. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where it's not about getting everybody a WrestleMania payday. It's more about, hey, this is WrestleMania. This is the Super Bowl. You don't see every team get represented at the Super Bowl. You get 2 top teams. That's it. You know what I mean? So this is WrestleMania. You're only going to show the top matches and that's it. So I'm liking it. I actually think that WrestleMania had a lot of filler the last couple of years. So this could take away from that and just, give us banger matches after banger matches.
That's right. I agree. I'm with you the same. I don't think they should. I mean, it's just, like you mentioned, like if you don't make it, you don't get paid. Too bad. Sit in catering. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy LA. Enjoy the weekend. Might as well.
Motivates you to make it next year.
Exactly. Maybe it could be your turn because right after Raw, after WrestleMania, Raw could be the next chapter for whoever's up, upcoming, talents that are next to be in line to be in the spotlight. But one thing I wouldn't mind having Judgment Day, let's say night one, them teaming versus Legado del Fantasma. I don't mind seeing that. And then maybe we could get night two, now the Mysterio's one-on-one. Maybe you could take night one, use it as an advantage, so at least you get Legado involved against, against the Judgment Day. We could put all Judgment Day matches on night two. Maybe you could do that, and have night one Bianca and Asuka, night two Charlotte and Rhea, night two Balor and Edge, and then also Dominic and Bray. But have them as an intergender tag team versus Legado, along with Selena Vega versus Rhea. That'd be great to see. Maybe. I don't know, unless they're going to do it before.
I'll be all for that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the rumors are true and we are still going to see Edge versus Finn Balor inside Hell in a Cell?
I don't know, man. It doesn't, by the looks of, the interruptions that Edge did, I think we're going to see the old Finn Balor type. But as much as, I know I'm fantasy booking, okay, guys? I don't get mad, ladies and gentlemen. But something tells me that Finn is going to make a call and this man will appear maybe.
Fuck!
Something tells me
that'd be fire, bro.
Be fire because if Jay White could lead the Judgment Day into a different direction. Oh, Jay White.
Remember, Finn Balor trained Jay White. It's not just, they were both in Bullet Club. Finn Balor trained Jay White. That's why Jay White was a perfect leader for the Bullet Club, because he had that side to Finn Balor. So that would be amazing.
Oh, yes, it would be amazing. Oh, my God, I will lose it. But if it does happen, I'm not sold yet. Yes, a Switchblade. Yes, a Switchblade. I hope they allow him to come with that theme song. That theme song is dope. I don't give a damn what anybody says. I love his theme song in Music Pad. If he can bring that, that'll be hella fire. Oh, man. But I can't wait, man. We're getting deeper for Mania. I'm excited. You're excited. I think everybody is. We cannot wait to see how the story develops. But the one that is going to I'm keeping an eye on is the Mysterio one. I just want him to say it again, but I want him to say, like how you said it, with that passion. They're going to be upset. I just want that ruthless aggression out of him to just say it. And hopefully it does. It does happen. But
bring Vicky Guerrero back. She's no longer with AEW. Bring Vicky Guerrero in and have Vicky Guerrero say, hey, Dominic, you don't got to answer to him. I'm your mother. Eddie was your father.
Oh,
that'd be fire, bro.
Oh, my God. I had to do that. Oh, my God.
That would be a good addition to the storyline.
Oh, my God. I think that will we'll take it to another level.
Hell yeah.
Oh, my God. And seeing Vicky on Dominic's corner.
The real mommy.
The real mommy there. Oh, that'll be so. Oh, my God. It's good. Oh, damn it, De Niro. Someone give this man a pencil. Jesus Christ. Oh, man.
This is such good shit.
It is good shit. It is good shit. Oh. All right. So let's go ahead and move on into now the announcement that it finally is official. And we talked about it, De Niro. We did talk about it, and it is finally official. The King and Queen of the Ring happening on May 27th in Saudi Arabia. It's fine. I'm not gonna, be big. Oh, it should have been here. No, it's fine. I'm happy. At least it's happening, and it makes sense too. Saudi King, you got that. Yeah, you have that. So yeah, exactly. So, are you excited now that it's announced May 27th happening? And how? And let me ask you this: what do you think Papa H how he will book this tournament? Will he make it how it was back in the days? What was it back in the days? Was it 8? Was it 18?
It was like 16 men.
16.
Yeah.
There you go. 16, right? You think he could do the same thing here for these tournaments coming up for King and Queen of the Ring? Or you think he's going to just do 8? How Vince would do it before. I just add 8, pal. Just put 8. Like, no, I would put 16. Honestly,
Yeah, I would do 16, but I would have those matches on Raw and SmackDown before the King of the Ring event here. So have it, the first 16 people, and then when it comes down to 8, you can have those 4 matches on the actual event, because that's how they used to do it. Like, I remember I was watching for the DeLorean, like King of the Ring 96. You had King of the Ring matches, right? Quarterfinal matches on the Raw before the King of the Ring. And then when it came down to the semifinals was on pay-per-view. So they could do it like that. The only thing that I wish, right? I really hope that the winner of this, it's not just you could put a king in front of their name now, right? Because the last couple times you had King Corbin that didn't mean shit, right? You had King Xavier Woods, didn't mean shit. Back in the day, the King of the Ring meant you got a title shot at SummerSlam. So I hope that this means that whoever wins the King of the Ring gets a world heavyweight title shot, and for the women gets a women's title shot, because it means more. It's more prestige. And if Triple H is booking this, I think that's what we're going to get, because Triple H is a former King of the Ring himself. So when he wins, he got a title shot. So let's do it like that. You know what I mean? Let's not just give him a crown for a couple months and put the word king in front of their name. Like, let's actually make it mean something this time. So I actually miss the old King of the Ring style. I hope that's what we get here.
Absolutely, I'm with you 100%. Great way to go. Well, what's going on, Big Buster? Yes. Oh, yes. They have to bring him back. Yes. And Earl Cole, thank you for tuning in. Justin, what's going on? Johnny, what's going on, man? But yes, I'm with you 100%, brother. I think they should go that direction, bring back the old traditional, and this time make it more meaningful with the matches, and then make the tournament to be more meaningful. Yes, I have the king, and I have the queen of the ring. Like, no disrespect to the others, but it was just bad booking, from Vince Kennedy McMahon. Of course, we already know he fucked everything up, but that's just me. That's just me. All right. Hall of Fame time. You mentioned the Hall of Fame. Of course, they announced the first inductee, Rey Mysterio, who is now being inducted by Konnan. K-Dog, baby. Congratulations to Rey Mysterio. Very proud of him to get, to be inducted, and especially here in Los Angeles. Oh, I'm so happy for him. And there's rumors that you mentioned earlier about Great Muta. However, another one that I guess is official is right there, the man right next to you. That's Mick Foley right there. So he mentioned on an interview that they interviewed him, and they asked, and he didn't drop any name bombs of who called him, who reached out to him to accept the Hall of, to be inducted in the Hall of Fame, and he accepted. So they haven't announced him yet. They should be announcing by Raw, most likely. He did not say he has someone in mind to induct him, which I'm assuming it has to be Terry Funk. I don't know if Terry Funk's health conditions are great. Who else would he have him induct? The Undertaker? I mean, who do you feel could induct Mick Foley, and who else should be in this Hall of Fame class that should be this year, Dinero?
So Mick Foley is actually in the Hall of Fame already. He was inducted in 2013. The rumors was that Mick Foley got called from a certain wrestler to induct them, right? He didn't want to name who it was. So the rumor right now is The Rock, right? The rumor is The Rock is going into the Hall of Fame, rightfully so. Rock should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago, right? And then we all know the ties, the Rock and Sock connection. We know Mick Foley and The Rock are really good friends in real life. Mick Foley always had The Rock's back. So it would be interesting if it is The Rock. You would just think that The Rock would be the first name that you announce if this is the Hall of Fame, because The Rock definitely would be the headliner. So I think that it's interesting. I mean, who else is Mick Foley talking about if it's not The Rock? Who else is in that league? Kane, maybe? Kane is in the Hall of Fame? I think Kane might be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Kane.
All right, so, I mean, who else could it be? Like, if it's someone who has ties with Mick Foley, Terry Funk is in the Hall of Fame already. You have, shit, even if you want to go back to even a little further, matches that Mick Foley had that were significant in his career, they're all in the Hall of Fame. Whether it's, if you want to go all the way back to Abdul the Butcher, that motherfucker's in the Hall of Fame. So it's like, who else can it be? I think it's going to be interesting. I think that there's a real possibility that it's The Rock, but they're just trying to iron out last minute, dates. Can he make it? Can he appear? And then if The Rock is in the Hall of Fame, who's to say The Rock doesn't make an appearance at WrestleMania to either help or screw Roman Reigns? But we shall see. I don't know. It's very interesting to see where Mick Foley is going with this, but it's hard to think of anybody else but The Rock. As for Rey Mysterio, rightfully so. Rey Mysterio is one of the greatest luchadors of all time. You know, the moniker of the greatest mask of all time is not a fucking. It's not just a saying. It definitely is true. Rey Mysterio is highly respected by all his peers. I think that rightfully so. He's a revolutionary wrestler who put. Dom says Muda deserves to be inducted as well as Bam Bam. I've been saying that for a motherfucking minute. First of all, shout out to Dom. You know what I mean? I think that for sure Bam Bam Bigelow should be in the Hall of Fame. So I think that Rey Mysterio, great choice for the first name to be inducted. Definitely respected by his peers. Revolutionary wrestler who opened up the door for many cruiserweights to become bigger stars, many luchadors to be bigger stars as well. A man who's been killing it in the United States since 1995 with ECW. So I'm all for Rey Mysterio to be in the Hall of Fame.
You mentioned ECW. What about someone, an ECW alumni, that is asking to Mick Foley to induct him? Who can you think?
I mean, it depends. Would the WWE really go that route? I mean, if they do, who would it be? I could see maybe Sabu. Sabu is a legendary wrestler. He had a feud with Foley in ECW.
Mikey Whipwreck.
Mikey Whipwreck is a good one. Mikey Whipwreck, who, you know, Triple Crown winner in ECW, former tag team champion with Mick Foley, and then on top of that, trained a lot of stars to, you know, after his career to make big stars like Amazing Red and Jay Lethal. That would be interesting. But
Raven. Raven. That's too.
Raven would be big too, because there was a part in ECW where Raven and Mick Foley were tag teaming, and then Raven just got inducted into the Hall of Fame for Impact Wrestling. So that would be cool to see him the same, you know, in the same calendar year for wrestling to be inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. And as for Muda, that would be, you know, it's fitting. You know, people are all like, oh, but Muda never been in the WWE. Well, guess what? Neither was Abdullah the Butcher. And Abdullah the Butcher is in the WWE Hall of Fame. So Absolutely. The Great Muda, I believe, in my opinion, like no shade to Abdullah, but the Great Muda deserves it a lot more than Abdullah the Butcher if we're going to start inducting people outside of the WWE family. And on top of that, the Great Muda not only is respected by his peers, not only is one of the most legendary wrestlers in Japan, he had legendary feuds with the likes of Hulk Hogan and Savage and Sting. You know what I mean? He was a part of NWO Japan. But on top of all that, think about what just recently happened. WWE sent Shinsuke Nakamura to wrestle the Great Muda. Maybe the trade-off was you give us Nakamura, we give you Muda for the Hall of Fame. It would make sense.
That would make sense. And then not only that, we're seeing how Asuka's character has been developed, similar to, you know, because she praised the Great Muda, she praises Keiji Muto. So to see her doing what she's doing as her character, maybe we might see Io, Asuka, and Shinsuke probably induct him into the Hall of Fame. We might see that, or unless they ask permission to Tony Khan and hey, give us Sting so he could induct him in the Hall of Fame. That's all we're asking for. I mean, that shouldn't be a bother either. So, oh man, what's going on, Faxi Cat? What up? What's going on? But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see where they're going to head up to that direction. I want to see where they're going with it. All right. And speaking, I want to see what the hell they're going to do with this, because this was brought up on Monday of this past Monday. And now I want to get, your take and, give our take about it. So WWE wants to get involved in this legalization of betting odds, putting bets on in 2 states, which you can do in Colorado and in Michigan. Because obviously the Academy Awards, you can bet on that, and that's legalized.
Yeah.
So WWE is trying to get involved in getting in like with Fantasy DraftKings and trying to get involved with that as well more deeply, which I'm assuming they already are, but it's not like a big high stake prize money, like probably with like $100, $200, but it's not gonna be like more than that. You can bet on WWE right now currently. You could, it doesn't matter, but it's not big top price money like other sports that you get money. However, they want to get now involved in that direction, getting into the big pot of money. The only thing is that they'll have to change, of course, the script, which they were mentioning of changing the script and telling the talent ahead of time what's going to happen in the storyline, or last minute change. Hey, we're going to put the belt on this person or this other person, or we're going to change this matchup to this person's going to win or not going to win. Would this affect basically not only just, WWE, but maybe the stars, because they're the way. What do I get out of this if you're putting this, legalization bets in these 2 states. What does the talent gets out of it if they're losing? What about if they don't want to lose? What about like if Lesnar doesn't want to lose? How are you gonna make that happen? You get me? So it's like, because he's gonna be not the underdog when it comes to betting, but how would you fix this? Should they head this direction, or should they just stay away from these legalization bettings? What are your take on it?
I mean, I feel like you don't want to be considered a sport. You want to be considered sports entertainment until it comes to the money that sports get, and then you want to be considered a sport. It is too risky to bet on wrestling because it's predetermined, and we all know that. So I feel like, I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, not even more than a couple, probably like a decade ago, there was a Twitter account that spoiled every pay-per-view before that pay-per-view happened, right? I think it was like something Dolphin something, right? And that account had a Reddit post that they would put the results of every pay-per-view 20 minutes before the pay-per-view went on air. And if that was the case, then it doesn't even come down to the talent. It could be anybody who's, working in the WWF who could link. Well, WWF, goddamn, the WWE. I'm still living in 1999. The WWE, right? Anybody who's working there could leak information, and that could be, all you need to place a bet and then win money off of it. So it's a little risky. I feel like they should just probably stay away from the sports betting world because it's not a sport. I mean, I can understand MMA. I can understand sports. I don't understand WWE being a part of the betting world. I can understand what they're doing now with DraftKings, like the little things, like how would they win? Pinfall, submission. How many top rope moves are we going to see? That's different. But what I was reading when I was getting into this is more of like placing bets on the winner. And that's where you get really risky because it's predetermined.
Yeah.
How do you, place a bet on the winner? So that's the only thing. There's always been people. That's why we have dirt sheets, because people like Meltzer continue to make money. People like Sean Ross Sapp continue to make money because of locker room moles who not only hear and know what's going on, but then go reports under the cover to go, to all these websites. That's how Meltzer gets his inside information, and Sean Ross Sapp gets his inside information. So now, do you think that's safe to have betting involved? Because now money is involved. I don't think that that's too smart on WWE's end. We still have Sean Ross Sapp breaking news before everybody else in the WWE with shit that's going to happen at WrestleMania and after WrestleMania and all that. So why wouldn't, someone tell Sean Ross Sapp, hey, go place a bet on Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Roman Reigns is going to win, blah, blah, blah. That's the storyline. Come on. It's too risky.
It's way, I totally agree. It's way too risky, especially with the involvement of the dirt sheets, like how you mentioned Meltzer, Sean Ross Sapp, Wade Keller. You have all of those people gets involved in it. Will make it really difficult for it because they're going to be spoiling the shit out of it. And it's just going to be, and they're really going to look into that. They're probably going to be like, hey, I want a piece of that pie too. But I mean, you're already getting a piece of the pie. What the hell are you talking about? You're taking people's money, telling them spoiling everything else, man. Just be a fan. Enjoy wrestling. Stop fucking shit up. I know somebody's paying you under the table to make him look great, make him look highly, and oh my God, praising them. We already know who it is, and you know who you are.
That's fucking bullshit.
Bullshit, Tony Khan, because you're paying them. You're paying Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp. You're paying them under the table. We already know that. Stop bullshitting.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Take it, because I'm telling you the damn truth. Because it's the truth. You cater to them. You got them a hotel. You got them, dinner for Revolution weekend. Oh, front row tickets, VIP. Come on.
Heel Liz is next. He's going to start paying Heel Liz to drop news on Lucha Libre Online.
There you go. Exactly. And man, and then we got the announcement that Mark Briscoe made on Rampage. That now he announced that the titles, tag team titles, the Ring of Honor tag team titles will be relinquished, and now will be a reach for the sky ladder match for those tag teams titles. As we've been seeing Ring of Honor, I mean, Mark Briscoe is now, you know, if you've been watching, I want to get De Niro's take on it so far, what he thinks, but I want to also get De Niro's take on these, this being set up for Ring of Honor Supercard coming up on March 31st. And they haven't announced who's going to be the participants. It's going to be by theme song. So whoever comes out will be the participants of this ladder match. We already know one, which I already have a good feeling Lucha Brothers is going to be there. But I Yeah, I settled me a little bit. But what are your take on it, man? What are your thoughts of the Mark Briscoe's announcement and having this ladder match? And who do you see involved in this Reach for the Sky ladder match of Ring of Honor Supercard?
I think that this is classy. I think that this is awesome. No, it's sad, but I was just talking to somebody about, Jay Briscoe passing and all that recently, and I was saying how fitting was it when he had his last match. He won the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions in his last match, right? Very fitting way to go out. Like, we never know what's going to happen, but it's like for him to go on top, that was fitting for someone like Jay Briscoe. But time to be the little wrestling nerd that I am and take you guys back in time like I always do. This is what I do. This is the DeLorean, right? I go back in time. I'm going to take you guys back to 2007. Mind you, Ring of Honor never had a ladder match at the time, right? In 5 years, Ring of Honor never had a ladder match. In 2007, they had the first ever ladder war. That matchup was contested by the Briscoe brothers and Kevin Steen and El Generico. It was Jay Briscoe who not only won the belts in the very first ladder match in Ring of Honor history, but it was Jay Briscoe who named it the Ladder War. It was his idea. And from that point forward, Ring of Honor never had another ladder match that was not called the Ladder War. It was always called Ladder War. So the fact that we're going to have a ladder match in Ring of Honor and it's going to be the Reach for the Sky ladder match, which is basically changing the name of the Ladder War to show honor to Jay Briscoe. I think that that's a real classy move. I think that's awesome. And by the way, no one been in more ladder matches in Ring of Honor history than the Briscoe brothers. So I think that that's really cool that this is the way that we're going to have it finish. It's not like it's a random matchup. I don't know if Tony Khan went as in depth as I'm going, right? But this is not a random matchup. If you think about it, the ladder match in Ring of Honor was revolutionized by Jay Briscoe. So to have these titles taken off of the Briscoes and given to the next team to hold the titles in a ladder match, it's paying even more honor to Jay Briscoe. As for teams that are going to be involved, I think, for sure, I think they did announce the Lucha Brothers are going to be in it. I think that, I wouldn't have too many teams. I would have maybe like 3 teams. I would do Lucha Bros. I would do FTR because FTR, deserves a title rematch for those shots, for those tag team titles. And I would do the Kingdom. The Kingdom, who's former Ring of Honor tag team champions, multi-time tag team champions. Great team. See where they go.
Absolutely. I'm the coffin for sure. You have to have Ring of Honor stars, I get it. Yeah, Lucha Brothers, I get it. I don't mind them. But yeah, it has to be the Kingdom. It has to be, maybe the boys. They can get in. Delta Cat of the boys, maybe them. Gates of Agony, you could probably have them. Who knows? It all depends who's going to be involved in Ring of Honor. But I'm really looking forward to how they're going to do it. But let me ask you so far of what you've seen right now, the current episodes on Ring of Honor Club, if you had opportunity to watch it, what do you think so far, how they're heading to? Do you still stand by what you said last week? Do they feel like this is like Dark Elevation or Dark? Do you still stand by it? Or how do you feel so far right now heading into these recent episodes that came out? We're in 3, right? Or 2?
This upcoming week will be episode 3. We just got episode 2.
Okay.
I think that, the matches are, look, the reason why I thought it was like Dark and Dark Elevation was it's just a bunch of matches back to back. There was no show intro. It was just, but I'm going to tell you this right now. I think show 2 was a lot better than show 1. I feel like they did, the presentation was a little different than AEW, and we're starting to see some storylines, especially with the whole Eddie Kingston wanting a title shot against Claudio, with the storyline now with the mystery opponent. We're not going to say who it is because I don't want to spoil anything, but the mystery opponent for Wheeler Yuta. I think that the storylines are going to be slowly integrated into the Ring of Honor product. As long as they do that, as long as it's a different presentation than AEW, I'm all for it. Ring of Honor is a company that put AEW on the map. It was Ring of Honor who fucking funded All Out. So it's like you would want to see them get that proper respect and have their own image. And I think that we're going to get there. It's just, we're not going to get there right away. We just need to slowly build. I stand by what I say last week. I feel like Ring of Honor, they didn't expect to be on Honor Club. Of course, they wanted to be on TV. So this might have been a bit of a rushed product, but I feel like they are going to get to the right the right groove and they're going to start, feeling themselves, and it will be a different product as long as we have a different direction. And I think to do that, maybe Tony Khan doesn't run that in AEW, but Tony Khan is going to do what he wants to do. I would have someone like Delirious, have Delirious a part of that writing committee, have Christopher Daniels a part of that, and just, give it its own identity.
I agree. I mean, especially Delirious was really familiar with the product, and he was mainly the main guy in charge. He took over after Marty Scurll situation, after what happened. Because I know Marty was original, and then after Scurll, after the whole situation and the movement situation, Delirious took over. But he was already like Marty Scurll's right-hand man at the time. So, but he's already familiar with the whole product. So, and I like Delirious's booking.
And before Scurll, it was Delirious. It was Delirious was booking from 2012 all the way to about 2019. And then after Scurll was going to leave, they gave him the role. And then after Scurll left because of the incident, they gave it back to Delirious. So he has almost a decade of booking Ring of Honor. So if anyone has experience, it's him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, hopefully, I hope that they should. Another person that keeps in mind to me, because I'm curious to see how his booking is, because I think he booked only one event for Ring of Honor, and that's Chris Hero. And I'm trying to remember what event he booked. This is before I think they shut the door down. See, oh yeah, Delirious was a booker and trainer. Yes, he absolutely was. He was original trainer. Oh, okay, let's see. I wouldn't mind seeing Chris Hero to get involved too in the production side. The guy, the man is intelligent, man. And plus, I mean, Kings of Wrestling, Ring of Honor, PWG. Oh God,
that's still one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
That's the number one tag team. I would love to see a reunion of that. Definitely would love to see a reunion. And man, I'm stoked. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you when it comes to Ring of Honor. Right now, the booking is still the same. I just wish that once they're done with, I don't know if they're doing by seasons. That's where I'm really like also questioning if they're doing by seasons. But also, I want to see if they're gonna take that into a different platform and not just have it in the studio. I still want it to be, different. I want it to be, out there like how Rampage, or maybe put in Rampage. So I mean, who knows? Who knows how how this is gonna be all booked? And speaking of booked, this man is the booker right here, El Director.
I don't book shit. I actually do book stuff. I book some stuff. I do all right. What's up, Mike?
Hey,
I love you, Ivan. I love you a lot, but I haven't seen DeLorean in like 2 weeks. So
word, I miss you. What's popping, bro?
I haven't seen Ivan in 9 days, so I also miss you as well.
I missed you too, man.
I saw you on Wednesday, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That was a while ago. That was last week.
that was another
Wednesday. That was June 25th, 1985, or whatever the date is in Back to the Future.
Mm-hmm. Now that's some real DeLorean shit.
I'm gonna find that out right now. Back to the Future dates. July 3rd, 1985. Excuse me, I was 8 days off.
Close.
You were 8 days off. Oh,
but we're now getting into Dynamite, which was like 5 days ago. So I have to like remember what happened and the excitement that I had for it, because we usually film the day after it happened. So I'm still like honeymooning. I'm still like, yeah, that was awesome. Now I've had like 4 days to reflect on it. So let's go.
Oh, all right. That is right. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. That is right. Because you know what time it is.
It's time. It's time. It's Vader time.
Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen. I know we normally do it 24 hours after, but we're doing it about 96 hours after, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I think 96 hours. I'm correct. I'm just trying to be. I'm not good at math, but I'm trying to do whatever best I can do. But man, great Dynamite. I think a lot of new chapters, the aftermath, Revolution. No, we're not going to cover Revolution, ladies and gentlemen, because we already did this past Tuesday. De Niro and I and TK, we covered that already. The recap of it, but we're not here to talk about Revolution because now.
Well, I mean, how many things did I predict on that? Pull that card back up, and I'll just go over them. You guys probably touched on it, right?
Yeah, you and Nostradamus. Like,
pull that card back up real quick, and I'll see what I predicted.
Okay. Oh, what, for Dynamite or for Revolution?
No, for also Dynamite, but for Revolution. I'll do it in like 10 seconds. I'm a local yokel. I think that's a talk.
Oh, I have to. Jesus, I have to look for the card. Hold on.
You just had it right now.
No, that was
Dynamite.
Oh, that was Dynamite. Oh, then don't have to look for it. Okay. Big things I predicted was definitely MJF getting 2 DQs to even the score and using that advantage to get the third win. I was like, that's exactly what I would have done. The Ruby Soho heel turn, called the shit out of that. Wardlow winning and essentially becoming a transitional champ for Powerhouse Hobbs, because why were they pushing Hobbs if they weren't going to let him win the title so soon and then put, hopefully Wardlow, we'll talk about it, into a main card position, which is what I think they were doing. They didn't want to have a heel beat a heel in Hobbs beating Joe, so they gave it to Wardlow for 26 hours. So, yeah. Good stuff.
But, you know,
no Shida at Revolution, which was surprising.
No one had a bigger prediction than my boy Ivan, who said that the main event was going to go 4-3.
That's fucking, that is Conor McGregor level predictions right there,
dude. Because it kind of, you know how you mentioned you predicted the DQ, right, director?
Yeah.
So you had to go that route. The fact, because he can't be just all professional and he has to go heel and, you know, he could win one but lose one. But that's how I saw it, how I predicted it, because it was going to be all professional wrestling for MJF the whole hour. He has to cheat somehow, some way. He has to be that heel persona. And that's why I said 4-3, because it's going to get to the point that they're going to go to, it's going to be tied. I guess sudden death rules, and it did happen. And
yeah, it wasn't going to be as epic of a match as it was. And you guys already went into it. I think it was the second greatest Iron Man match of all time, the best in-ring Iron Man match for sure. But I think the story that was told in the Shawn Michaels one is definitely a bigger stage. So that to me takes number one. But Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, they went 0-0 the whole hour, which was epic as its own self. But they both went into overtime, which I was like, they're doing it. Love it.
Yes, yes. Oh, wow.
Tim King, TKS, the Ticks.
Yes, that's right.
And all right, it's got the whole crew here.
Yeah, the whole crew here.
House. Throw that one.
We have currently 9 viewers right now, which I think is on average higher than our Thursday nights. So that was one litmus test I wanted for the Sunday programming, was to see the viewer count compared to the 2 windows, and I'm digging it. This is good.
Sunday's popping.
Yeah, second best ever. I think honestly, yeah, it is the second best ever. Of course, I'm not gonna say that it's gonna be number one. No, hell no. There's no match that's gonna top Shawn Michaels.
I would say it's definitely number one inside the ropes, inside the 4 posts. It's number one. That I can agree with, because clearly it was. But you know, the overall thing, it was definitely a close number 2.
Okay, I say it's number 3.
Are you putting that Sasha Banks Charlotte takeover number 2?
Nah. If you guys remember SmackDown, our Iron Man match, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, fucking banger, bro.
Okay, I like that. That's good. So that's our next top 5 list, Ivan. Top 5 Iron Man matches.
We should do it. We got to do top 5 Iron Man matches.
Let's do that.
Bring the top 5
back. Iron Man. Iron people, I guess we're calling them now.
Iron humans.
Iron people. That's still subjective.
I love it. All right. Let's get into the action here. Let's go. For Dynamite, ladies and gentlemen, we got, of course, the All-Atlantic Championship. And that is, of course, now that it's switched to the International, but I need to get more details of why, but I think De Niro probably or Chris can answer me that question. But first, talk about the match, then I'll ask the question after. All-Atlantic Championship now becoming the International. Orange Cassidy defended against Jay Lethal for the opener, starting night. Great matchup. We've been seeing this man right here, Orange Cassidy, defending the title more often than we would see the TNT
any other title.
Thank you. I love this man. You see, he's like a third one that we always miss, and I gotta. Yeah, there you go.
It's just, I mean, they're making it. It's comparable to the Walter run right now, or Walter, right? Not Gunther. The other name.
Gunther.
Yeah, same thing. It's very comparable as far as like its intercontinental status. It's always defended.
Yeah, absolutely. But I enjoyed the match. Good opening, and then of course the aftermath we saw Jeff Jarrett in the attack mode, and it's announced I guess in Winnipeg you're gonna have Jeff Jarrett versus Orange Cassidy for the International Championship. Now it's called the.
I just want to say that the All Atlantic title is going to be defended next week in Canada. I'm Tony Khan versus Jeff Jarrett. It's going to be upgraded to the international title. Thank you very much.
I'm serious. I'm not going to sit back and take this fucking shit.
Dude, run the promo that he cut. That's what Tony Khan sounds like when he's excited. He just talks like this. Thank you for coming to Dynamite.
Yo, have you guys seen him live?
Yeah.
Like, calm down.
He is such a. I love that he's a mark, but god damn, sir, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, you should have seen him in New York when I went to the first Grand Slam. He was too hyped for the stupidest shit. So in between,
he doesn't put periods between his sentences.
Yeah, but in between Dynamite and Rampage, the Acclaim was going to have a rap battle, right? And he says, "And tonight, the Acclaim will have a rap battle." I was like, and everyone was like, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm gonna
too fucking hype.
He's gonna play it. Go ahead and play out.
I don't have a clip. It's a clip of a clip. Who does this? What clickbait was that? It was a guy talking about the clip, but a picture of the clip. I hate that. Boo this man.
That's what Rick roll it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
but yeah,
we get it. We get it. We can move on, or not move on, but like this subject.
Absolutely. De Niro, take it away, brother.
This matchup was great, even though I'm fucking pissed. Jay Lethal is too good of a wrestler to be losing week in and week out. Stop this bullshit. Put some respect on Jay Lethal's name. He's the motherfucking man. But the one saving grace is I think that this means Jeff Jarrett will be your new international champion next week when he nails Orange Cassidy with the motherfucking guitar. I'm going for Jeff Jarrett. But honestly, though, I honestly think that Orange Cassidy is having a great title run. But since coming to AEW last November, Jay Lethal has had about 5 or 6 main events, and he lost them all. He's had about 8 title matches and lost them all. Jay Lethal was the franchise of Ring of Honor when he came over. Jay Lethal was in his last matchup in Ring of Honor was a Ring of Honor World Heavyweight title match before he came over. He's one of the best wrestlers to ever step foot in the ring. And Jay Lethal is still taking shots and losing every single time. Tim King, I love you, bro. I love you, bro.
You said Jeff Jarrett next week.
Damn. So I have AEW results has a pretty swell breakdown. Jay Lethal has 52 appearances, 20 losses. 20 wins in singles, 10 losses. 9 tag wins, 4 losses, and 1 trios win, 3 trios losses. So he is batting 500 right now.
Does that sound like the guy who at one point was considered, after Sting and AJ Styles went to the WWE, the best wrestler never to step foot in the WWE? Does that sound like somebody who is regarded as one of the best?
In Inside Baseball, his proteges, I mean, obviously, his former and, he trained Sasha Banks essentially while he was with her, but I mean, still, she went on to be fantastic.
Trained AJ Lee. Yeah.
Did he wait? Am I confusing the two? Did he do also Sasha Banks or just AJ Lee?
I know AJ Lee for sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I may be confusing the two, but which one was he like romantically involved with? Was it
AJ Lee?
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, the greatest female wrestler of all time, who is not active, AJ Lee. Yeah, and that's the legacy right there.
Oh. Yeah, I'm with you, De Niro. I this is why I get upset of why, Lethal's taking all these losses. He should be booked better. He should be, I think, honestly, he should have won this one, to be honest. I think it would have been great to see him, finally get a belt and, run with it. But I digress. Director, take it away. Floor is yours.
Yeah, I don't see him winning this belt because Jeff Jarrett is in the picture. And if Jay Lethal wasn't in the picture, I'd still be disappointed that Ethan Page hasn't had this belt and ran with it. So that being said, I love Orange Cassidy's work. He is putting it in. He is showing people that he's not just, you know, when he first debuted, he didn't even wrestle for a long time. He would just do his comedy spots, but now he's putting in the work. People are seeing that he's actually like fantastic, like top-notch wrestler who can get the job done and not just a comedy gimmick, which I think he's even kind of dropped a little bit because, I mean, he still has his entrance. You know, Justin Roberts still does the whatever, but he's doing the work, and he's bringing, I would say, some prestige to the belt, and the belt is also, I think, giving him some prestige. And yes, it is going to get dropped to Jarrett next week.
No. Don't say that, man, because I'm going to...
MJF should be scared because when Jeff Jarrett is a champion in 2023, like Dom just said, that's going to make Jeff Jarrett the real top heel of that company, because right now it's still cool to hate MJF. Right now, in real life, everybody hates Jeff Jarrett. So who's the real heel? Double J. Best heel in the business, baby.
Jesus. No.
The fuck?
No. If it does happen, I will be. Fuck! I would be.
Rated TVMA for the children at home.
Of course. They already.
And why was that Jay White? Why does he sound like Michael Scott? I was listening to it. I'm like, why does I don't remember this from The Office because it sounds like the clip you have of Michael Scott. No, please, no, God, no. It's the same exact voice.
Man, I hope not. But if it does happen, it's happening in Winnipeg, so in Canada,
which is not the home country to any of these guys.
That's exactly. I'm just confused. So, like, what? I am confused. Why is this happening in Canada?
I do love that AEW is going to Canada, though. That is a big deal right there for me. I can't count how many times they've actually been there, but to do it for Dynamite, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool.
They did Toronto, they did Montreal, and now they're doing Winnipeg, which is good. Which is
right,
the hometown.
Which is good. Yeah, because I remember, you know, obviously during the pandemic, they never left Kelly's place.
Yeah,
that's what it's called, right? Yeah,
Daly's place. Yes. All
Daly's
right.
place. Kelly. What the fuck's Kelly? Oh, what up, dude? Mike's in the chat. I didn't see his comment.
Oh, yes. Yes. Mike Lopez in the chat. Suplexology Sundays are great.
Fuck yeah, bro. Miss that guy. That guy can hop on any day he wants. His spot is ready and warm.
Yes, absolutely. And yes, we have Sky Blue versus Ruby Soho. We did see the upset what happened in Revolution, the aftermath. Soho is now they're officially known the Outcast. Now it's not the Outsiders, none of that. Now they're the Outcasts. So that's the name of the group.
I feel like that's been done before.
Social yes,
Social Outcasts. There it is.
Yes,
that's right. Thank you.
And of course,
they don't spell it with a K. Don't spell it with a K. The South got something to say, but don't spell it with a K.
No, I don't think they did. No, they didn't. So
that's a rap reference. It's the only one I can make.
Shots a big boy, Andre.
There you go. But good matchup for Ruby. Like the ruthless that she takes out now. There's her not being a heel again, and kudos to Sky Blue as well. Great offensive moves as well. I mean, I'm happy for Sky that she's getting more TV time, and I'm really happy for her.
Yeah, in a major storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, we did see the aftermath. Tony Storm and Saraya coming out, but to go ahead and give it the loser. Then Willow Nightingale comes out, trying to tell Ruby, come back with me. Come on, what are you doing? No, and bam, nope, smack. It is what it is. But sorry, Willow, she's gone. She is now an outcast, official outcast. And I want to see what the hell they're going to go with the story. I know, Dinero and I, and Believe Yourself, the director, I don't know if you feel the same. We've been saying, give us a blood and guts, the outcast versus the originals. Just add Athena to that faction, and you're set. You have 4 women there who could do it. Have, Britt, Jamie Hayter, and who else can you add on them? Then, Jade Cargill. And then add someone else, maybe Chris Statlander or Thunder Rosa making her return, maybe if she joins that faction. But everybody's saying she might join to the Outcast, which I think maybe that could be a possibility too. There's so many ways you can build a story. But
Cheetah, Rio, you can add all of them in there.
Yeah. So if it's 4-4, my 4 for the Outcasts, which are Are the Outcasts those are the legends, right? That's the heels. That's Ruby Soho, Tony Storm,
Saraya.
Then
you want more.
A fourth.
Athena.
Perfect. Okay, Athena. Right, you got to start writing her in now, though. And then the face, the homegrowns, Sky Blue, Britt Baker, Jamie Hayter. Does Rebel Don't Call Me Reba even wrestle anymore? Or is she injured, like permanently?
She doesn't wrestle at all. She's just like manager.
But she is a wrestler, though, right? She did wrestle
before, but not no more.
So she just doesn't want to. Okay, so not her. And Shida, that's 4-4. Perfect. Make it a Stadium Stampede match because we haven't seen one of those in a while. I think that should. I would not be mad if that was an annual event, but only an annual event.
I like that Stampede match. Okay,
that would be like
it always happen like Double or Nothing.
Yeah, it would be the Survivor Series of AEW. Essentially, it would be a outdoor no DQ Survivor Series.
Yeah, Double or Nothing is coming up next, and it's always happened at Double or Nothing, so that would be interesting.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool, and it'd be the first to have. I don't want to genderify, but they're just physically, literally just all women.
Yeah.
So,
but continue, director, break it down for this match. What are your thoughts?
I mean, yeah, Sky Blue in a major angle, which is awesome because I think she's as homegrown as anybody else gets in this company. Which is, I mean, she's got to be she's 13 in this picture. Jesus Christ.
Hey, that's a Dynamite fucking picture right there.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, I don't even know how old she is. She doesn't even have a Wikipedia yet, which is how green she is, but she's doing the work. I love that she rocks Chuck Taylors and not from Best Friends. Yeah, I'm excited. She doesn't get ragged on for, she doesn't botch. She does her job well. And she's just unfortunately getting her ass beat down by everyone in the Outcasts right now. And that's going to get major, what's the opposite of heat? Pop? Major pops for her?
I would say pop, right?
Yeah. So she's going to get sympathy pops for sure. And that's a good way to build up a young and up-and-coming face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the angle itself is fine. I like the angle. I like that, we don't know if Saraya is producing it or not. If she is, she's doing what she said she would do. I have no complaints about this angle. The pacing's fine. The heel turn, I saw it coming. But I mean, that's okay too, because Ruby Soho was not over as a face no matter what. Everything she said in her promo was right. She lost to Statlander. She got booed. She beat this other chick. She got booed. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And that's why she should stay a heel.
All right. De Niro.
No, yeah, I agree too. And something that really did stand out, I'm glad Chris said it, was the promo, because I like the promo a lot more than the match. I thought that she was spitting facts, and also, I love when someone turns heel, and the reason why they turned heel is so logical that you think about it and I would have done the same thing. And I feel like that's what Ruby Soho did. So great promo by Ruby Soho. We don't see her get much mic time, but if this is how she's going to be cutting promos, then definitely put the mic in her hands more often. Yeah, and the match is what it is. It was made to make Ruby Soho look like a star and build up Sky Blue as somebody who could hang with the stars. So I like it.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. So we'll jump back to the promos after, because there's key points that I want to talk about it, but I want to save those for last before I just want to get to the matches very momentarily. All right. So 6-man tag. We got, of course, AR Fox Top Flight versus Jazz, not, Jazz, the handsies. Jericho, appreciate it. Good joke, damn it. The Tom Brady professional wrestling. I don't give a damn what everybody says. I'm going to keep on saying it for you, Jericho. You're the Tom Brady of professional wrestling. Damn it, you are. You put people over. Good job. I commend you, sir. Good job. And, of course, great matchup. Enjoyed, AR Fox has been impressing me every time, man. I am loving this guy. I know that, director and I are not familiar more with, his credentials. I mean, we know the indies, but I haven't seen that much of AR Fox in the indies because I guess majority East Coast. But I'm really happy that he's getting that exposure along with Top Flight. And that guy's an athlete, man. He's a machine for what he's doing, and love it. It was just great overall. The in-ring psychology, and just how Jericho got the win. Then the aftermath we did get, of course, Jericho calling out, the hell, why are you calling out? Elite House of Black, all that drama that occurred all in one. And we're getting it next week for a 3-way in for the trios title. You have the Elite versus the House of Black versus Jericho Appreciation Society. Man, when that announcement was made, I went. Yes, I went nutty, baby, because we get to see two men from Winnipeg, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and not only that, I mean, just seeing them with Aleister Black, Jericho and Aleister Black. I don't mind Malachi Black. Excuse me, I need to correct myself. I apologize.
It's all good.
Yes, but Malachi Black, I wouldn't mind seeing that. I would love to see that. So what? Jericho's like 50-something years old, but he still can move like he's 40 again. So let him be.
You could have said 30. You could have said 30. You stuck with 40. You kept it fair.
AJ Styles is 40 and he's still moving like if he's fucking 20. Like 27.
Yeah, but he's got the ankles of a Chelsea Green right now. So he doesn't. He does one phenomenal forearm. He's out for a week.
I played it fair. I had to say at least 40.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
I think Jericho looks. I mean, I'm not gonna say the best ever, but as good as ever for sure.
Oh man, yeah. But I'm stoked for this match. I like the promo of that fucking Don Callis. I like that, man. Everything was a good setup for coming up this week for Dynamite. I really enjoyed it. And seeing now, hey, we're gonna see Garcia and Sammy, Buddy Matthews, Brody King. Okay, I like this. Kind of like this mixture here. I'm invested. I want to see where they're gonna go with this. I'm really, I'm invested to see how far they're gonna go the aftermath. So I'm looking forward to how they're gonna book this trios belts, feud. So for the House of Black. So I'm stoked. I'm actually excited for it. So take it easy, De Niro. What are your takes on it, brother? What do you think?
I'm first of all, this matchup right here is awesome. I'm a huge fan of AR Fox. I've been a fan of his for a long time. I was happy when he got on TV for Lucha Underground. I'm even more happy that he's on a bigger platform here in AEW. So really cool. And yeah, Jericho Appreciation Society. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Go back in time and watching some of the Chris Jericho matches I've been watching for the DeLorean lately, seeing him mix it up with like Kurt Angle and then seeing him mix it up with X-Pac. I think that Chris Jericho is not, of course, he's not where he used to be, but he's pretty damn close. Because if you watch that match with Ricky Starks, everything he hit was flawless. The lion salt, that triangle, drop kick where he goes to springboards off the ropes, hits the drop kick to the rest on the outside.
I wanted to pull them off.
Oh, and he still does it to this day, picture perfect. So it's like, the guy is still wrestling amazingly. So I am not everyone complained about Chris Jericho matchup. So Aftermath, let's talk about this trios matchup that we got next week. This is probably the biggest trios matchup that they could do. This right here is pay-per-view quality. They could have waited for this matchup to be on Double or Nothing, and I wouldn't have been mad at it. But the fact that we're getting it next week is insane. At Revolution, the Elite versus the House of Black was one of the best trios matches I've ever seen. It was freaking amazing. And now you're going to add Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Danny Garcia to that. I'm fucking excited. And it's not like you could say, oh, well, of course Chris Jericho is going to win because he's the hometown guy. Kenny Omega's from Winnipeg too. So, it's unpredictable. And I think that it will make House of Black look like megastars if they beat both the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Elite. And I think that that's what, the House of Black needs after not getting that big of a push the whole time that they were in AEW. I think that they need this really huge win against legends like Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. You have Sammy Guevara, you have Danny Garcia. I think for sure 100% House of Black comes up out on top next week and they become the next huge stars of AEW for sure. I'm going to drink my tea.
Take it away, director.
Yeah, the last thing you said about how House of Black blowing up, the fans have been wanting them to be, the fans have been waiting for them to blow up. And the fans are doing everything they can to make that happen. It's just not their fault that they're not. But the crowd is literally, give us House of Black. You give us to them and we will fucking put the helium in that balloon and send it to the moon. They just haven't been able to push them for whatever reason. And they finally are at that level right now where I think that they can give the fans what they want. Mm-hmm. That being said, is this match is next Wednesday in Canada, and is this a title eliminator? This is for number one for title shot?
No, this is for the title. It's for the title.
Wait, so both of these matches. Wait, so are these two
triple
teams?
Triple threat.
There's going to be a nine people match.
Yes, triple threat.
Oh fuck yeah, bro! Even that's a pay-per-view match right there. Holy shit!
Oh, I said they could have waited to Double or Nothing for that shit.
Yeah. I thought this was a title eliminator, and the winners got House of Black, which I would have also been cool with. Another thing that I like is that you're now identifying the teams of the trios. The division is a little cluttered right now because I personally can't really tell you unless Freebird rules are active, and I'm kind of over that after the whole like the New Day, the bar. Like I'm just like Freebird's a cool rule. Let's maybe not do that for this. But now I can kind of identify who the three are. Like I don't know who the three are in Best Friends who would represent. It was like Chuck and Trent and Orange, but now it's like Danhausen and Orange and I don't know. But yeah, identifying the three official members of the trios teams in the division now helps me keep track of the division, and I'm cool with that. I mean, that's just like a point that I'm a fan of because I didn't know. I'm like, just what three from every? It's all factions wrestling, anyways. Focus on that then. Like I don't know what three from Dark Order.
Bigger trio though than this trio right here. I think we should go for the titles. Just saying.
Hey, and then we'll have someone else come here to manage it, baby.
Professional wrestling, bigger than Hackenschmidt, bigger than Gotch, bigger than Fez, bigger than Flair, bigger than Hogan, bigger than Moxley, bigger than
Keep going! Keep going!
Night, but we're gonna run out of airtime.
Bigger than Ibushi!
God, I love this. Bigger than Ibushi.
He's bigger than Ibushi because he's here. He is here, ladies and gentlemen. Because he is the by God, a podcasting man, the most valuable podcast in the world. That is right. Money, by God, Mike Lopez, ladies and gentlemen. He is in the house. What is going on? It's been a long time.
Fuck yeah.
Feast your eyes and fantasize. It's right back here. The camera is big enough this time, so good to be back, guys. How's it going?
This feels good. This feels, if Matt was here, it would feel perfect, but this feels right.
Word.
That is right. Money Mike Lopez is here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, we got both mics in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Oh.
You need Mike and Mike De Niro. Hey, look good.
Yeah, we got both mics.
It works just fine.
That's hilarious. I never put that together. That's fucking great.
By the way, I'm in my house right now. I was watching the show, stopped playing my piano. I decided, you know what?
You should have seen the other. You should have seen his Palatial Palace in West Palm Beach, Florida. It was a little bit nicer than this one, but this is cozy.
Oh,
that's right. That's right.
That is cozy. But let's get your take. By God, a podcast. We were talking about the JAS versus, of course, Top Flight and AR Fox. But give us your take, and are you excited for the next week's Triple Threat? Break it down for us.
You know, I heard Double or Nothing. This definitely could have been put in there. People would pay to see this sort of a match, right? It's a bunch of dream matches all put in together at once. And yeah, so I would definitely put that on there, but we're getting it for free. So no complaints, right? Free is always better. Well, most of the time. So, you know, honestly, I can't wait. House of Black, man, I feel like it's long overdue for them to get, you know, some traction, titles on their waist, you know, especially for Malachi. So yeah, I think that him coming back was a good decision. Hopefully this title reign is a long one, and that they're able to really bring up that prestige of the trios titles. I know the Elite had it, but then, you know, the whole fight thing happened, and oh my goodness. So I feel like, you know, House of Black is the perfect team to take those titles to the next level.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward. I'm stoked and I'm excited. Speaking of excited, I think we're seeing it here now. I think last week we kind of mentioned it, De Niro and I, and the director, but now we're actually getting it. We're getting the heel side of the BCC, as we saw it here on Dynamite. As you know, man, for God's sakes, could Moxley take a break? You just came from a fucking battle at Revolution, and you're booked already for this Wednesday. You're not selling. He's
not selling it.
He's not selling it. What did I say? He didn't sell a Power Driver. He's not. Oh, I'm digressing because this man is not selling for Hangman. He whipped your ass. He took a beating. Get away. It should have been Claudio Wheeler doing this, not him. But they got him involved, and then we saw the aftermath. Of course, you know, Moxley with the win with the choke. Didn't let go right after. Of course, Uno comes out. and the whole, Wheeler comes in, and Wheeler was there, and then the whole, debacle occurred. Hangman comes out, and then right there they jumped Hangman. So it looks like we're getting BCC going heel moving forward, and I like it. I think it's about time we see something different for the Blackpool Combat Club. And I said it before too that this is more. They're gonna get to that. They're gonna get to that direction of like the Hart Foundation in the beginning. They're gonna be like, oh, we're not entertainers. We're here about professional wrestling. This is what it's supposed to be: the sports of combat and all. They're gonna head that direction, and they're gonna use that as promos. Whoever they feud with, down the line moving forward. But man, I'll take it to you, De Niro. Break it down for us, brother.
I think this shit is stupid. I think Moxley should take a break. I feel like, he's honestly. No, I mean, I'm dead ass. Like, gosh, how many times?
I agree.
Yeah, he's going through wars and then comes back the next week and he no-sells what he just went through the week before. And this was only a couple days before. He went through hell with Hangman Page. Finally taps out. Never taps out in AEW. Taps out finally. And like nothing. He's here wrestling, and now we're going to continue this whole storyline with Hangman Page and Jon Moxley. This shit could have been finished. And to be honest, I think they did book, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they book for next week Hangman and I think John Silver and Alex Reynolds versus the BCC?
It's now, what's his face? It's Evil Uno and who's the guy?
Fuck, not Alex Reynolds. Alex Reynolds?
No. His former partner, the original one, the other one.
Stu Grayson.
Stu Grayson. Yeah. They're in Canada, so he's gonna be. He's in Canada, so they're teaming.
But it's a trios match, right?
So 6-man tag, yes.
All right, so here's another thing. I think that this is above this storyline and more an AEW issue. I feel like right now, since the trios division is still fresh and new, there should be no other trios matches on the show unless it's to advance that division. Let's make the trios matches special. Now that we have titles for the trios in a whole division, let's not have multiple trios matches on the show, especially when we just were talking about a Dream Trios 3 trio match that we're going to have next week, and then we're going to have yet another trio match on the same show. It doesn't need to go that way. You could have had Jon Moxley and Claudio versus Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. Did not need to add Hangman to that. I just feel like that's an issue that they have. They need to make the trios more special by eliminating some trios matches that they do on a weekly basis. And as for Moxley and Hangman, this should have ended with the war that they went through at Revolution. I don't know why we're continuing the storyline.
Yeah, I'm with you in that. Director, break it down.
Sorry, I mean to sound like Jon Moxley getting choked out. It's about time that the Blackpool Combat Club picked a side. We've been talking about how no one cares if you're right down the middle unless you're Bill Alfonso. So them finally going heel and identifying as that, it's at least movement in crowd association, because we don't like it when we don't know what to do. We're very apathetic to someone who hasn't been clear with their intention. We were still cheering Moxley essentially up until last week's match, which he definitely no-sold like it didn't happen. That's weird. But now we know that he's definitely full heel. The biggest plus out of this that I want to address is I'm hoping we see this as his new finisher, but a fucking Darce choke is amazing. That is a great selection for a submission from a guy who had the Bulldog choke for a while. He would do like that hip toss into like the schoolboy choke, which is kind of cool. It's very macho, but the Darce choke is it's an MMA move. It's used all the time, and it looks tactical and dangerous. And I hope he continues to use it. He can even hit it out of the Death Rider. If I were producing his moveset, you can hit a DDT, and you're already in the Darce position. I would love to do that. If he doesn't do that, I'm doing it. I'm going to do a suplex into a Darce.
He's going to take that move. You're going to take it when you go back in the ring.
Shayna Baszler's original Karafuda clutch, she had done like a suplex and then turned it mid-suplex into the rear naked choke. And I thought that was the fucking coolest thing ever. And she hasn't done that since she won the title against Kairi Sane in NXT 5 years ago. So yeah, Death Rider into the Darce choke, that's money. If he does that, I'll be a fan.
It's kind of like, remember when he did that, but doing the Bulldog choke at first. But
yeah,
instead of doing the Bulldog choke, he could do the
reverse hip toss, like into the choke, which is cool.
Okay.
I mean, the Death Rider into Darce is even wilder.
Oh yeah,
that's my big plus. Is his finisher from this. I'm good on the rest of this. The Hangman Page thing, god damn it, why? It's over. It's like The Sopranos. It's fucking over. Quit hanging on.
Yes, that's right. That's right. And of course, I've been wanting. It's been a long time I haven't done this. I got to do it, man, because there's the 5 views. He's here, man. The undisputed, the unmatched, the unrivaled, and the unscripted and the uncensored. Go ahead, buddy. By God, of my look this.
It's over. It's done. Let it die, please. Let it die. This feud is over. My goodness. It's just why is this gonna happen? Is this feud still gonna happen till Double or Nothing? Because I don't know, they're gonna have to have 3 cages stacked upon each other to make this something that people would want to see. They have to make it. There has to be a reason why Tony Khan has decided to continue this feud. Hangman was done. He said it himself, it's that he's going on to do other stuff. Just leave it there. If the purpose is for Mox to turn heel, they could have done it with someone else. Take out his frustrations with somebody else, Claudio and somebody else could have continued or could have had that match while Moxley sells the injuries, because it was an intense match for sure at Revolution. And I was there. I got splattered with Moxley's blood. So, I know, believe me, it was intense. But yeah, I think it's over. It should be done. Let's see what the reasoning is going ahead with the story. Here we go.
Oh, it's a new Christian and Jungle Boy. Oh,
unfortunately,
that's harsh. That is harsh, but it is the truth. I mean, shit. Man, I can't believe it's the truth. I'm with you on that. But all I know is that I'm happy that BCC is healed, but they should really move on with the story. Get away from this. How everybody, all of you 3 mentioned, this needs to move on. Go on to other adventures. Maybe go to Ring of Honor, since you have Claudio and Wheeler. They're the champions there. Have Moxley go over there, and see what he could do for Ring of Honor. Who knows? I'm just saying. It's just that, or take a break, Moxley. Jesus, you haven't taken a break since I don't know how long, man. You need to take a vacation.
Since rehab, literally since rehab.
Yeah, well, that was the last. Yeah, right. And he's been on a roll. Like,
he needs to restock the monthly points.
Oh, he needs to recharge. Definitely needs to recharge. Speaking of recharge, we'll get into the like I said, I'm gonna save the promos after the matches because I have a lot of questions I want to ask all 3 of, especially. But man, main event time, TNT, of course. Man, let me just pull up here the. Come on, man, you're loading up forever. But yes, TNT Championship, of course, we have Wardlow versus Powerhouse Will Hobbs, and of course for the 24/7 AEW Championship. Yes, I'm saying it is a 24/7 title. It is not a TNT title. It is not. It's 24/7. Hot potato. But I said this on the recap. I said I don't mind if these 2 hot potato that title, as long as you give them a story. Let us get to know who these 2 guys are. I want to know more of Hobbs. This is the Book of Hobbs. I want to know more of Wardlow. He gave us his story. Why the ponytail? He broke it down to us, even in post-conference media. All right, then please, I'm begging you, Tony Khan, and I don't like to beg, but to not involve another man in this fucking feud. Don't do it, all right? Don't do it.
That's fucking bullshit.
Bullshit, all right? I'm tired of you putting people in this fucking feud. Let these 2 guys build that title. 2 big, meaty men slapping meats everywhere. And, hey, they did a great job, though. I really enjoyed this main event. I mean, fucking Hobbs took that seat on backdrop to, to the car. And then Wardlow with the Swanton. It was good. QT. It was expected because QT put it on social media, on Twitter, when Wardlow put, hey, somebody broke into my car and took all my stuff. And then you see QT putting, I wonder who did. I mean, we all fucking knew it was going to happen. But there you go. Now you have Hobbs being the leader of the factory, maybe. The cutie pies, how Mike Lopez would say. Cutie pies. There you go. Maybe the cutie pies is going to be the leader for that. I don't know. But I'm happy that congratulations for Hobbs to winning in here. Of course, he's from Oakland, but I think not Sacramento. So, I mean, good for him. He got a win in Cali. Happy for him. Now, what's next? Let these guys continue the feud. Don't add anybody else. Don't add Samoa Joe. Don't add a Darby. Don't not add. No. Leave it alone. Let these two guys build that belt. Let these two guys do it. They could do it. I believe in these two athletes. That's my digression about it. Because I want this 24/7 to be actually a TNT. Yes, I know it's a TNT, but I don't know. I won't get shit on it, but it is what it is. But give me shit all you want, people, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be like,
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
Jerry,
I don't care. So,
Anybody I care less about is Skip Bayless or Sean Sampson, whatever his name is. Sean Smith. Johnny Smith. Yeah, Stephen A. Smith. God, I do not care for that guy in any facet. But thank you. That's
all right. De Niro, break it down for us, brother. What are your takes on this main event?
I thought the match was going good. I really enjoyed the matchup. You know, I feel like these guys have great chemistry, and I really wanted just to have a regular matchup. But, you know, the title changed hands once again. I feel like this is, you know, it though. I hope that Powerhouse Hobbs now has a lengthy title reign with it, because I think that he's the right guy to hold that title and really start to elevate it again. I just hope that, you know, we don't have him dropping it. Like the fact that we were just complaining about how this championship is getting hot potatoed and then it changes hands once again in just a couple days. It's ridiculous. Like, you know, this title used to mean something. When Miro held this title, it had prestige. When Cody held this title, it had prestige. When Brody held this title, it had prestige. Ever since then, you know, it's been crazy how many times that this title changed hands and with no story behind it. And I feel like,
okay,
I like Hobbs as a guy, you know, just on his own. I don't think that we really need QT Marshall of all people to be with Hobbs. So Hobbs is the champion. I'm happy about that. I'm just not a big fan of of QT Marshall with Hobbs. It doesn't really make too much sense to me. I understand how they're trying to make it make sense, but personally, I could, you know, do without it.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Miro. Where are you, Miro? Hashtag where's Miro? Damn it. Hashtag where is Miro? He would have been perfect to be this TNT. Oh my god. Okay, well, I gotta hold myself because I'm gonna do
Miro versus Hobbs would be a banger.
Oh,
that would be a banger,
bro. Even him versus fucking Wardlow, I wouldn't mind. Oh,
yeah.
I'm holding myself. Hold myself, Ivan. Hold my composure.
Breathe, Ivan. Breathe.
I gotta breathe. I gotta breathe. Wusa. All right, director, take it away.
The booking leading up to this obviously has been weird and less than spectacular. I don't know what the logic was behind it, other than maybe Hobbs was injured, so they had to write storylines around that, and then he came back sooner than they thought, and they were like, fuck, we got to put the belt back on this guy now because we want to move it to Hobbs eventually. That's what it feels like. It feels like there was this weird, like, poor timing of the belt getting passed around. The build-up for Hobbs coming back, you don't do that kind of build-up if you aren't priming him for a title. So him getting this belt was a matter of time. Him getting it this soon might have been a little surprising, but I definitely, like I said, predicted Wardlow being a transitional champion. Where you go with Wardlow now is I thought this would definitely be an elevation, pun intended, to him into the roster, but there's no belt above this that is currently available except for the MJF title, which we don't know what the next move is. And I don't want to see MJF versus Wardlow again. It's too soon from their last, feud. So as I think about this in the last 2 minutes, I think I would like Wardlow versus Claudio for the ROH heavyweight title. Wardlow wins it. That would make the most sense to me. QTV involved in this. It wasn't just the car break-in, which I don't know if that was a shoot or not. We know that like a couple years ago, it happened to Jericho for real, and he got his shit jacked from his car. I don't know if this is just bad luck again, but I know that the QT thing was like a reaction to that. Like that wasn't an intentional storyline, him tweeting that he did it. But the story that's lost is that a while ago, I don't know if it was years ago, there was a time where QT said something. The Hobbs are like, I got your back in the future if you ever need it. And then like a year passes and like, it's like the Kip Sabian thing. We just completely forget that it happened. And we're just like, huh? Why is QT here? And then it has to be explained to us via social media, the favor that QT was returning to him over some shit that everyone forgot about, which that's bad storytelling. That's like the Kip Sabian in the audience with the box on his head. It's like, why was that even a thing? They never talked about it. This is very similar to that. I do like the belt on Hobbs as long as we're pushing Wardlow up. And that's pretty much it. The bad booking of the hot potato, I can't explain it, but hopefully it's over with.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Money Mike.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of all the title changes. All I'm gonna say is thank goodness for the rankings so we can see who's next.
Do they even exist? Do they even still exist? The rankings? Oh, when?
Yes, thank goodness. Yes, thank goodness for that. But honestly, I know that the TNT title picture has been all jumbled up lately, but I feel that Powerhouse, he's the guy. He's my guy to keep that title for a while and make this matter again, right? Make the TNT title great again and all that stuff, right? Wardlow, Chris kind of mentioned that the MJF thing kind of just happened, but if you really think about it, it's been almost an entire year since MJF and Wardlow squared off, right, at Double or Nothing. So it's been almost a year. So you know what? At first I was kind of like, not thinking about it, but I welcome it. There's a story there already. Wardlow already beat MJF cleanly, very cleanly. So there's, an advantage right there for him. So yeah, let's see what they can do with that, if that's the direction that they're going to go on. Danielson is gone, right, for now. So Powerhouse, let's see what they got for him.
Yeah, we'll see how I just like this. I'd rather have these two guys feuded up. That's fine. Best out of 7. I think it'll be great. I was expecting, to be honest, to be a singles like regular matchup, but I didn't know. I forgot that it was a Falls Count Anywhere Count matchup. But I want to see more of these two guys. I think they could do it. And let's say Power Hobbs decide they lead with him. Let's say the best out of 7, right? And they keep it on Hobbs. I wouldn't mind that either, because at least Hobbs can help elevate that title too. I think he can help it elevate more. How you mentioned, Money Mike, about having Wardlow, maybe MJF. Maybe I see that down the line later, because there's a lot of things which I'm going to jump on right now. The final thoughts. There's a couple promo segments that we didn't include it throughout Dynamite. 3 key things that I wanted to talk about it, especially was one, you mentioned Bryan Danielson leaving. I don't have to fix it around. My apologies. But yeah, yes.
That promo was
yes. But
weird.
Talk about it. I mean, let's talk about the Bryan Danielson right quick.
I need to find if I can find the script. If I can find the script for it, I guess is what you would call it.
I mean, okay, this is what
Bryan
saying.
Like he was done again. But this time, because of, I don't know what it was, like lack of heart or some shit, or like he's just tired of something. I have to go back and
because
he wants to be with his daughter.
Yeah.
Not be injured.
Yeah.
It's a work. It's a great Adam Wilburn from What Culture would say it's a work.
It's a work. But Bryan Danielson saying, MJF brought up a good point. I can't be able to carry my kids anymore. The moment I woke up. Yeah. It's definitely time for me to go home. I mean, we're seeing that already happening. If so, what's next for Bryan? Do we see him take a long hiatus break? And what's next for MJF? I mean, there's rumor. I mean, by the looks of it, we might see the ending of Hangman and BCC coming up next week. I'm hoping that's it. And I think we even heard it in the media scrum. They brought up Hangman's page name to MJF and him being the next challenger for Double or Nothing. And he reminded everybody that he beat in the Diamond Ring. He beat Hangman Page for it. So Are we going to see that? Are we seeing Hangman to be the next in line for is he next in line for the AEW World Title? And give us your take on Bryan Danielson leaving, and do you see him coming back being a heel, joining with BCC, or how would you book Bryan Danielson? So I'll take it to you, Dinner. What would you do in this take?
I think Bryan Danielson goes home for a week or two, calls Jon Moxley and say, hey, being home is actually pretty cool. Why don't you try it? And then, Jon Moxley takes his hiatus. I think that, after losing and tapping to MJF, it's right that you take him off TV for a little bit, let him build up a little bit again. And then once the anticipation for him to return is there, he'll come back. As for, what's next, I think that another person that MJF was talking shit about was Adam Cole. I wouldn't mind Adam Cole getting a couple victories and then having Adam Cole versus MJF. I think that unfortunately right now we're still on Moxley and Hangman. So I don't see Hangman getting that title shot right now, unless they do maybe like in 2 weeks, one final battle between the two and it's a number one contendership matchup. As of right now, it doesn't seem like Hangman is going to be in that title picture. But yeah, Double or Nothing, I wouldn't mind MJF versus Adam Cole. Double or Nothing's in May. You have about a month and a half to build that matchup. You could do that. I think that would be good. Especially you already plant the seeds with Britt Baker talking shit about MJF in the pre-show of Revolution. And then you had MJF talking shit about Britt Baker and Adam Cole in the post-show of Revolution. So I think that they're planting the seeds like smallly. I like how you fix the dimensions of the pictures on the side so we can see Mike and Chris.
There you go.
Yeah. I definitely wouldn't oppose to see Adam Cole versus MJF at the pay-per-view.
Okay. All right, director, give us your take on it.
I liked everything that you said. I think the matchup is going to be Britt Baker and MJF. I think we need to get DMD versus the Bar Mitzvah, so that would be a match. No, yeah, I think that makes sense for Adam Cole, but I just don't like when you have this big hype return and then they don't win, because I don't see that happening with Adam Cole yet with this MJF thing, because this whole devil character, he's wrestling. He's just pushing. I see him pushing it more and more into that character, which is kind of getting out of that stagnant shell that we don't like, where he's kind of saying the same shit over and over again. I'm excited to see what happens on the Bar Mitzvah. I think that's when we're going to get our next number two, in the rankings, whoever the fuck that may be. It might be Adam Cole. It might be like Hava, and a boom. That would be the shit. I would love that. Quote me on that. If that fucking happens, dude, clip this for sure.
I will clip this. If that does happen, I will clip it.
Over here. Right now, you're batting 1,000 with predictions.
I don't see MJF losing the belt anytime soon. That just doesn't work for me. Your prediction was that he loses it soon and he gets super humbled. That obviously did not happen. That would have been cool. But now that we see that he's winning by any means necessary and doing it alone with the help of, the NOS tank, I don't see Adam Cole coming back and then winning. That would just be too soon for me.
Okay.
It would have to be, he'd have to go through one or two more guys. I'd be cool if it was Paige, but he's in that storyline right now. But I would be cool with seeing MJF beat Paige, someone who I don't think, they've had very much storytelling together, and the promos would be awesome because Hangman sucks and MJF would light him up.
Absolutely. Love that. Money Mike.
Hearing Chris mention Adam Cole, or I forgot who mentioned Adam Cole, that it kind of set my mind into, I would have rather, going back to the TNT title, I would have rather Samoa Joe held on to that title, build up Adam Cole to go after the TNT title and have him win that, right? Instead of going the MJF route and most likely losing that, right? So I think that would have been a better option, and it would have kept prestige on the TNT, so there's that. As far as Bryan Danielson, man, he gave it all in that Iron Man match. Both he and MJF made a great match there. So he'll take some time off. That's all good there. But Hangman to challenge for MJF, I don't know, man. And stop saying Daring Young to AEW. That's not gonna happen. No, I'm not allowing that. Tony.
Is this a thing? Is this a thing? I don't want to get
Tony,
sidetracked.
no.
Is that just a joke?
Not that I heard of.
I don't know if it's true. To be honest,
That comment has been coming up for like 7 times. But no, nothing against Daring Young.
Ivan has been put up that comment like 10 times already.
But for real, like I think MJF. I mean, we all know that he's not losing that title till 2024. So, you know,
I'm very okay with that.
you know, he's the top heel right now.
As long as he finds
you know,
creative ways to do it, then yeah, because he can wrestle. And I think this Iron Man match was. I don't mean to interrupt, but he doesn't wrestle to make you remember oh, he doesn't wrestle, he sucks, he's a shitty champion, and then he hits you with that fucking Iron Man match and like, this guy can go. He kind of gives you that glimmer of like, oh, he is great, but he's gonna fuck with you on the way to doing it. Continue.
Yeah,
absolutely. So I look forward to seeing what happens next, whichever way they go.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Man, like I said, this match that he had at Revolution solidified his title reign as of that match. I want to say when he won the belt, it's the day that he defended the belt and defeated Bryan Danielson, made him tap out. That solidified his title reign. Now it's time for him to run with it and go with it. I don't mind him having the whole year. That's fine with me. I'm seeing in the IWC community, they're comparing him the way how he did the media scrum, him eating pickles to next to CM Punk. Hey, I'm like, oh no, please don't give me CM Punk. Tim said it last week that it might be CM Punk that may be the one coming try to dethrone MJF for it. If that's the case, I will lose my mind if it does happen. But I don't know. I'm not gonna jump the gun immediately. I'm gonna wait on it because I'd rather enjoy the moment for MJF to have his title ring. Let's see if Hangman gonna be the next one to challenge him. We'll see. Or Adam Cole as well. I don't mind. Maybe down the line of All Out. Maybe he can send him for All Out. Who knows? There's a lot of things that MJF could have, a feud with. Two of them here that I wanted to bring up, and these pictures right here, which is what I have, which is we saw Ricky Starks, the promo. I don't know where to go to next. I might go somewhere here. And then Ricky Starks, Rock Hard, baby, comes out and makes, his, not his debut, but, made his impact, no pun intended, Impact Wrestling towards Ricky Starks. And now we're getting Ricky Starks and Juice Robinson. There's talk. I don't know where he's talking about him going somewhere else. Maybe the New Japan Strong. Maybe because they're having 2 shows in the East Coast. One show here in May in Long Beach. That could be the case. Might see Ricky Starks in the New Japan ring. Maybe so. New Japan Strong ring. There's, with Juice cutting that promo. Oh, we're going to bring the whole Bullet Club here. Like, Jay White's name is thrown out there. I don't know if it's true or not. That's one. And also the other question for y'all is thoughts on FTR returning. Do you see them beating the Guns right away, or do you see the Guns retaining those AEW tag team titles? Shock the world and shock FTR since they made the return. So I will take it to you, Money Mike Lopez. Break it down for us.
I'll start with the Gun Club right now. At AEW Revolution, those guys had nuclear heat from the crowd. Those guys got a huge reaction when they won. So, you know what? I wouldn't doubt them beating FTR. Not cleanly, of course, but I think maybe FTR might go in a different direction and kind of get that whole, they deserve the AEW titles kind of out of the way for now. Maybe something happens, someone else comes in, messes it up for them, gets their attention that way. But Gun Club, I think that they have something there as far as like heel heat, with the Ass Boys. And I don't know if you guys saw this press release that was put out by the Ass Boys or Gun Club that they didn't want it to be called Ass Boys or whatever and this and that.
They put the paper on the seats.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, did they?
You keep talking. I'll find the picture.
Mm-hmm. So, there was all that and stuff. So, those guys get reactions, and in wrestling, that's what you aim for, right? So there's that. So I do think they could retain in that case. As far as Bullet Club, it's interesting. I did not see that coming. I did not see, they showed the graphic right there on the Titantron. Jay White, maybe, hey, no complaints here. Honestly, a part of me really wanted for Jay White to go into the ring during the Iron Man match and interrupt and go after Bryan Danielson. So a part of me wanted. There it is right there. That's what they had put on the chairs apparently.
I thought it was real at first. I was like, can they do that? I can't believe I got trolled for like the 13 seconds it took me to realize it doesn't work. I was like, oh wait, no, it's fake.
So they really put that on the chairs? Really, they did?
Yeah. They put that all over the first 3 rows.
Did you have a copy, Money Mike? Did you take one?
No. I did not want to get served at all.
Oh damn! I would have liked to take.
I wouldn't have risked it. I wouldn't have. If in case it was real, I'd probably have kept my mouth shut. I don't want to be bounced out of that place.
Lock it, put it in your pocket.
But
yeah, so Bullet Club, Jay White, I do think it's a real possibility. He has friends in AEW, so but make sure to put his belt on the stand when you do a press conference, please.
Love it. Director.
Yeah, the Ricky Starks thing, cool. He's moving on to something else. I thought it was I don't know the music very well. I thought it was Jay White. I was very excited just because I saw Bullet Club and that's the first name that popped in my head. It definitely wasn't Juice Robinson. I was like, oh shit, fuck, it's just Juice. So that was that. As far as FTR goes, you don't Cash Waxer and Dex Wheelers said
Waxer, Dex, what the fuck?
Cash Waxer, right? Go forward.
That's a new one right there.
They said it themselves. We just lost 15 championships in 3 days. You don't do that and then demand a title shot in the biggest company that you're in. And so I definitely think they've got a long, hard road to getting a title shot. I don't know what's next for them because they already are sort of calling out the guns. But have them go through lesser teams, get some jobbers in there. Have them go through Turbo Magnum, please. I want more TV time for Turbo Magnum. They are the greatest tag team champions from 1986 ever. Mike, are you familiar with Turbo Magnum at all? Have you seen them on Dark?
No.
No, either one of the mics. Okay, cool.
Sorry. Oh, no.
Wait,
no.
you don't Mike, both mics don't know Turbo Magnum. Okay. Let me school you something.
Triple Magnum.
Only in my supermarket.
Turbo Magnum. Yeah, right?
You did it.
What is it? Yeah. Hold on.
I can't believe you. Oh, shit.
I got it right here. I've got it. Hold on. The Outrunners. I'm sorry. One of the guys is named Turbo Floyd. Magnum. The Outrunners.
They were on Dynamite as a jobbing team like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
They are amazing. They are only jobbers for now. They will be over like Rover in about 6 months. I give you that. I promise. But have FTR go through teams like Outrunners, whatever locals you can scrounge up. I'm cool with them literally climbing their way through the ranks while still engaged in a vocal feud with the Guns. That would be cool. What else are we discussing with these graphics here?
FTR. I'm saving Jade for last, but yes, just FTR. Cool.
Yeah, that was it. Ricky Starks and Juice. I'm cool with that. Whatever it is, where it is. Not excited. Ricky's going to be, the future of the sport for sure. FTR, like I said, and I guess that's it, right?
Okay. De Niro, break it down, brother.
Yeah, I agree too. I think that Juice and Ricky are going to have great matches against each other. I think that they are probably going to complement each other really well in the ring, both their styles. If this leads to Jay White coming in, I think that's dope. But Jay White was kind of like kicked out of Bullet Club, I feel like, after his matchup with Eddie Kingston. So I don't think that he'll have any part of this. To be honest, I still think that Jay White goes to the WWE. I don't think he comes to AEW. So I don't think he's going to play a part in this right here. I think that as for Ricky and Juice, I think, like I said, they're going to complement each other really well. For FTR, I agree with everything that you guys said. I think that it's too soon to have them come in and just squash the Gun Club. I think that the Gun Club, they do have good heel heat, like Mike said. So keep on building them, and you could build this up until, I would even say, have them go at Double or Nothing and then have the Gun Club beat FTR there too. Like, build them up, have them stars, and then FTR could probably, eventually get those titles down the line, but not right now. Like, have them go through different feuds, have them go through different teams, and in the meantime, you could be really building the Gun Club as top heel tag team champions.
Like that. I like it. Great points all across, gentlemen. Good job. Love it. And of course, the last two questions here on this graphic: who will challenge? Who will take the challenge for Jade Cargill in Winnipeg? I mean, there's a lot of speculations throughout on the IWC, in the whole community. Taya Valkyrie's name's been up there, as Jacoby put it in the comments.
Hey, for that one.
Yes, Taya Valkyrie is a free agent, and so it's there in the comments. There's maybe a local indie star like Lufisto. She is a popular, indie star for Canada, of course, North America, and she has competed in GCW as well, Game Changer. I don't know. I mean, who else could we name who is top star Canadian, a women's wrestler? Those are the only names that I seen. I don't know who else can you really think about. I mean, Taya could be really the main one since she's a free agent now. Yeah, right? Taya? I don't know how you guys feel. Whoever wants to take it. What do you guys feel?
Yeah, I'll say real quick, I think Taya Valkyrie would be a huge addition to the women's division, just like Darren Young would be a huge addition to the men's division. No, all jokes aside, Taya would be a great addition to the division. I think that, bringing her in, she's a veteran. She has, great skills in the ring, great skills on the mic. She can only add to that division. So the women's division will be even stronger with Taya Valkyrie there. So I'm all for that.
All right. The money, Mike or Chris, whoever wants to take it.
Go for it. I have something too, but you're the guest.
Oh, thank you. Taya Valkyrie, that sounds interesting to me. I didn't know she was Canadian, actually. Is she?
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't know
British
that.
Columbia. It's part of Canada.
There it is. Of course.
Yeah. She's got
okay. I always associate her with Mexico for some reason. I mean,
she did the Vampiro, where she actually Canadian, but made their name in Mexico.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know too much about her, but
I forgot about that.
I think, she would be great in free agent, right? So should be easy to have her on. It would be a great match. Would she win? Who knows? But I think it's time to get some real challengers for Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Glad you said it.
I'm glad you said it, brother. Director, I want to hear what you got to say.
I like Taya Valkyrie in AEW a lot. I think she's a highly credible threat, nay, even someone who I would not be mad at winning the belt. But I don't think a surprise appearance, debut, title win would be the right move for either one of these people. But that being said, that would be pretty wild, and I would cheer for it if it did happen, because there's not a lot of surprises in AEW like that, and we haven't had anything like that since, Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole debuted in the same night. That was the last time I really felt like, holy fucking shit, I just got surprised.
I think you should reenact that reaction right there.
Taking his shirt off.
I don't know. Was DeLorean was even part of the podcast at the time? I ripped my shirt off and marked out when Adam Cole, and I was like fucking hulking out, dude. It's on tape. It's bad. It's so bad. It's cringe as fuck, but it's who I am. Yeah, I like Taya in AEW. I want that built with a storyline, though. I want to see Jade Cargill dodging her, throwing her baddies at Taya, and Taya just running through them faster than Jade did, because we all know Jade beat every one of the baddies before they became the baddies. So that would be the storyline. Is she booked to have a match and it's like special opponent?
Jade, yes. She's booked.
So Jade does have a match. We know that for a fact. We just don't know who. Damn it. I just wish she would just come out.
Right there. See, that's this week coming up for Dynamite.
I'm looking. It says Canadian Open Challenge. Fuck. God damn it. Yeah, it's probably Taya. I mean, that would be where I would put my money if I was Tony Khan. If not, there's a lot of names being dropped I'm not familiar with. I don't know Alexis Nicole. That sounds like a porn star. No disrespect.
Oh no. She was on George McKay's Straight Talk Wrestling. She's a good wrestler, bro. She's really.
I take that statement back. I mean, like that's a very very pro wrestler name. Let's put it that way. Is Athena Canadian?
No, Athena's not. Is
Georgia.
Chris Statlander Canadian?
No,
No, she's
definitely
from
not.
all.
She's from like the Midwest, right?
But she's
I thought
from
she was from
space.
New York.
Oh, New York?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
oh yes, she is. The Andromeda Galaxy.
Exactly. She's an alien.
Not too far.
Yeah, Tay is the only name I could think of because it's like the biggest name off the top of my head of a Canadian wrestler who can be there. So I'd rather it be a promo than a challenge, you know. But we'll see. I'm kind of excited for this. I'm curious.
Yeah. I think we're all curious for this week. Dynamite coming up. There you go. That's the card. We have the main event, the AEW World Trios title, House of Black.
That is a fucking Dynamite. That is a pay-per-view level Dynamite.
It's a
my
Winnipeg,
God.
baby. Mm-hmm.
The debut of QTV.
Okay.
I mean,
Cutie Pie QT, the debut of QTV.
Not everybody needs a manager, and Hobbs with QT Marshall is like putting. I don't know. Compare it to it's like putting QT Marshall with Wardlow. It doesn't make sense.
And look, see, there you go, Chris. It's the Outcast, no K. You see, it says right there. If you see
Thank
it,
God. Yeah, cool.
There you
And
go.
the biggest thing that's going to happen on this Dynamite is Jeff Jarrett is going to become the AEW
Jesus
International
Christ.
Champion.
Facts.
Oh my God! Fine, I'm. Oh, jeez.
No. Mm-mm. No. Hell no. No. Fuck! You're lying. Why would
just for the record, he does sound like Michael Scott.
He does, right? It just sounds like the same clip.
Everybody's going at yes. So Lucas saying the pistol most likely. Jared better win. Oh, jeez.
Obi, you're my guy.
It's his world, Ivan. It's his world.
Why would you play games with me?
He's the king of the mountain.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
I'm fine. Okay, fine. I'll accept it. Fine. I'll take it. Jeez.
We've been in communications. He's going to be coming on soon. He's just going to pop up one day on the Circle of Debate. It's going to be like, oh, Jeff Jarrett sucks. All silent. What? Boom. Just like Mike popped up. It's going to be Jeff Jarrett. Right?
Am I going to have a debate with Jeff Jarrett? I don't want to have a debate with Jeff Jarrett. That's the last thing.
Oh, no, he's not.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
I don't think. Yes.
Lufacito.
Oh, yes. But, man, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. What a great, fantastic episode 144, of course, was, of course, the By God of podcasting here coming along today. I appreciate him. Yes, he's still part of the family. Of course, he's doing behind the scenes. He's doing what he needs to do. We appreciate Mike Lopez, of course, for joining us this evening. And this afternoon, excuse me. For everybody in the East Coast, because I know it's already 6:17 over there, 3 hours ahead. Central's 5:17, but we're right here at 3:17. But we appreciate you guys. Don't forget to follow, subscribe. Right there below, you see Suplexology, Fate Destroyed, Circle Debate, and the Bloodline Entertainment Network. FDS, ladies and gentlemen, because they have upcoming shows, and I have them right here for you. We got here March 24th. We got it
Vegas,
here.
baby.
Vegas, baby. As a director, will be there day one at the Apocalypse in the Desert for night 1 and for night 2, March 24th and 25th in Vegas. And of course, in Cinco de Mayo weekend, he will be in Lancaster, of course, at Be a Hero Festival, as he will be there Saturday, May 6th and Sunday, May 7th. So if you guys are around, are attending to these shows, go say hi to the director. Buy him a non-alcoholic drink.
Shirley Temples, if you want to
Shirley
get
Temple.
specific. You guys may not know this, but that's how I judge a bar or venue is on their Shirley Temples.
That's right. Shirley Temple is really good. Actually, it is not bad. I like it. I like
the cherry.
That's what. Oh yeah. But man, I enjoyed. Man, Money Mike Lopez. It's been a while, and hopefully we get to see your face more here again. You know, your family here, bro. You know that it's your. We always say a 5-man. I always say 5. I don't say 4. I say 5 because hey, we're 5. You know, Matt Callis isn't here, but he's here in spirit. So it's 5 of us. So anytime. I know you're a busy man. You've been doing fantastic work with Suplexology. I commend you, sir, with the vlogs you've been doing. Love it. If you haven't checked out the Revolution one, check it out. Subscribe to him now. That shit is chef's kiss, baby. I enjoyed it, but I appreciate you, Money Mike, for tuning in.
Thank you for having me on, guys. Thank you, much appreciated.
This is your show as much as anybody else here, so you're on whenever you want to be on.
Exactly. You already know. Yes. Round of applause. There you go. There you go.
You're too kind. They're just winning an Academy Award. Thank you.
You already know, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we have a lot coming up this week, but I'm going to let the people know what's happening on the COD channel and the Bloodline Entertainment Network. Let them know what do we got in store for DeLorean coming up this week, De Niro.
We have a huge week for the Wrestling DeLorean podcast. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about the April 23rd, 2001 episode of Monday Night Raw, the go-home show to Backlash 2001, where the main event of this Raw is the Hardy Boys teaming up with the Brothers of Destruction to go against Edge and Christian, Stone Cold, and Triple H, the biggest 8-man tag match in WWE history. And then on Tuesday, we'll be talking about 2006 Bound for Glory, TNA career versus title. Jeff Jarrett, he's going to win a title on Wednesday. He's going to be going against Sting in a career versus title match with the special guest enforcer Kurt Angle. Wednesday, ECW Hardcore TV from September 5th. 1998, the main event is the Sandman versus Justin Incredible in a Singapore cane match, and it is the Sandman's last appearance in ECW before he goes off to WCW. And then on Friday, we're talking about the second episode of SmackDown. It is in the main event, Triple H teaming up with Shane McMahon against the Rock and Sock Connection. Huge week for the Wrestling DeLorean podcast. Huge week for the COD Bloodline Entertainment Network. Throw your ones up in the air. We have a lot of content. Hit that subscribe button for COD. Hit that subscribe button for the Bloodline. Oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot, but hey, De Niro is.
I'm gonna put my fist out for the original SmackDown arena. That was such a baller set. You talked about that, right? You covered that? Fuck yeah, that thing was shit.
It was amazing.
A 7,000 pound, 200-foot fist just above the
We're
stage.
still on the oval set right now. You remember the oval set with the
the UPN one, the UPN set.
Yeah. Well, soon we'll get the fist, and that's the greatest entranceway in wrestling history.
Fantastic.
Oh, man, absolutely. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for tuning in here on this lovely Sunday afternoon. We'll be back hopefully next Sunday. Depending on the schedules, of course, we'll stay tuned for that because it'll either be Thursdays or Sundays. So it could be either way, depending on everybody's schedule. As you saw, the director will be hella busy coming up because he's gonna rock out with this. He's gonna rock hard, baby. Yes, he's gonna rock hard. Yes, he's gonna. Oh yeah, he's gonna. You know, he's gonna be doing this, man. Yeah, he's gonna be doing.
I can be cooler despite all the noise. There must be echoes this time to your voice. The sound of my voice, not wanting to feel off the board that destroys. Open my eyes to the sound of your voice. I gave up on existence, fed up with forgiveness. To the well where dry, and passing my eyes and the left of resistance. Purposely fears repeat drugs and big nights on these suffering.
We're doing a lot of that. Oh, I can't wait. I'm excited. I am excited for the director. I am. But yes, we do miss you, Matt. I'll play this. Yo, I had to play it for Matt. It's been a while, but you know, we got to get to like how Dom said the Furious 5. Yes, the Furious 5 will be coming together soon. Hopefully, Matt gets everything situated. It'll be Furious 5, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, don't forget Bloodline Entertainment Network, Circle Debate, FDS, Suplexology, the Wrestling DeLorean, everyone else. We don't just podcast. You know what? For once, we gotta let this man say it. Money Mike, tell him what the hell we do. We don't just podcast. What do we do?
We don't just podcast. We make history.
Must bid you adieu, a goodbye, mwah, and good night.